We are back here tonight to play no games, but to watch some games. We will do so. Yes, indeed, today. I'm gonna finish up some things to set up here. Finish up some things to set up. It's gonna take me like 2 more minutes, and then we will decide on our first game. I haven't decided yet. Probably gonna be a very quick choice though. Already did Clem, so we can do this one. Example, this guy is running again, it seems good. Alive. Okay, this looks good. Okay, just finish up the one over here as well. Alright. No, the wrong interface. The wrong interface, it is not good. We will need to adjust. 1 second. Got this. Game Hunt 3. Best music ever. Easy. Terran Broodwar music. Not even the Broodwar one. The original Terran SC2 music. It's probably the most... It's the best, most fitting music that has ever been created in gaming. Okay. So let's check this one out. Hop into the first game. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. In the top right of Ultra Power Black, we do have Falcon's Solar. And in the bottom left, we have Liquid's Cure. Let's enable some sound, so we get some, you know, noise. This is part of the Pegasaur Cup. Or Stegosaur Pig Cup, I don't know how they call it. I think it's Pegasaur. Pig and Stegosaurus doing a weekly cup on NA, on the NA region. And a lot of participants actually. You can support this cup if you check out Pig's stream, for example. I'm pretty sure he has a donation goal each week to put forward part of the prize pool, which he's basically paying. And you can always check out Stegosaurus. He's, I think, on Twitch and Twitter and everywhere, so yeah, you'll find him somewhere. Alright, so nothing new here from Solar, just a regular expand build, and on the other side it's the same Reaper expand. We're gonna see the SCV scout with this one to check out the third, and see if this is maybe blockable or delayable by the SCV, of course, and maybe he can intercept the drone with a Reaper, but these days, honestly, 99% of the times it won't work, so you'll see a lot of players cut this corner. If you look at Maru, for example, or if you look at Björn, for example, unless they really want to get the drone, they won't do this anymore most of the time, and they'll just scout with the Reaper, if at all. I can see the SCV is patrolling there on the third base potential here. No drone is coming yet. The Reaper's actually going into full interception course. But as soon as he reaches this entry point and there's no drone out on the map, this might be an issue here for Sola. He's actually making a lot of links here. And his speed is gonna be nice and timely. And so far, well, he's not gonna let a quick third happen here for Sola. And there's the drone. So he's gonna push with 6 links, a queen and a drone. The SCV's going back already. It did its job. It did not allow an earlier third base. Reaper's gonna bounce the queen back one more time. He's trying to lure him in with a drone. But in the end, nothing dies. The hatchery was a tiny bit delayed. The Reaper is gonna throw the queen back into, well, into a longer walk, basically. Let's have a look at what Terrence Terran is doing behind this. Liquid Cure, of course, is known for being one of the absolute standard players. 3rd CC setup here, double Hellion. Barracks with the Tech Lab's gonna be swapping here momentarily into that starport, so we see some Banshee production coming up. And we'll have to wait and see if he wants to go for any upgrades with this. But as we see, this second gas is quite late here. I don't expect it to be very fast on the upgrades. Probably he's just gonna skip on Cloak, if I would guess. Oh wait, so he's going for Banshee speed. I like this. Huh. We have to wait and see what exactly his plans are with this. If he's gonna make more starports, for example. But this is something new. Well, it's not something new. Oh my god, he shot the dog. You don't even get a kill count for this. There's no reason to do this at all, just for pure satisfaction. The Overlord is gonna come in, is gonna scout that there is an upgrade on the way. Of course, you cannot see which one it is. And I think you might be waiting for 2 Banshees, actually. No, this one is already going across the map, so... I hope he just does not commit before he has speed. And yeah, if he loses the Banshee, in any case, before he gets speed, he should definitely cancel speed. Speed has been buffed, I want to say. I'm pretty sure the research time has been reduced. Used to be 86 seconds, now it's 79, it's like 6 seconds. And there we go, it's Mac, yeah. So he was faking bio there, and he actually committed to the structures. He threw down a barracks over there, which he cancelled. And now we're gonna go into Mac. I always like me some Mac here. And that's also where I like the Banshees. With speed. Now he's repairing this set. And then gonna go in again here. Only got 1 kill so far. And he's actually going into Cloak as well. So this is not the 2-port Banshee, which we've seen sometimes in very early days of the game itself. But it's a 1 Banshee approach here. And they're actually quite maneuverable and microable with their speed. Oh, he does not want to lose any of those though. He is going for the second upgrade for Cloak. And there's the follow-up scout. He's gonna see, hey, you got a bunch of factories. So what can Sola do? He could just push right now. He could just make units and Ling Hydra and just go. Pedal to the metal. As we see, our Mac player is just still setting up everything. He needs to repair that Banshee, by the way. And yeah, Sola could just use all of his larva and make units. And then just try to overwhelm, because if we take a look at the unit count, well, we have 14 Hellions, there's no tank. There's 3 Marines and there's 4 Banshees. You can definitely kill that with 12 Hydras and 20 Lings. Now, Cure is starting... Oh my god, he's gonna Halberd bust this? Is he though? And then he walks back, transforms in Queenfire, loses 2 Halberds unnecessarily, kind of. Because you can walk away from them if you're off creep. And then he comes in with the Banshees on the other side. Is he gonna lose all the Banshees now? What is gonna happen here? Okay, so far he does do some nice damage. The 3 Marines are cornering the Overseer. Hellions coming in at the 4th base. But honestly, if he loses all of these units, like, this is his army basically. These Hellions and the Banshees on the other, he has like a harassment force as his army. He is doing a lot of drone damage, don't get me wrong. 12 drones already going down, but he's investing most of his units for that. And if we see, that's basically the rest of the army. I mean, look at this. It's 2 Halberds, 5 Hellions, 4 Cyclones, and the 3 Marines. These guys, and that's it. I mean, the Banshees are across the map. They're not back at home. They can't deal with this right now. There's an Overseer as well. He needs to snipe those Overseers. There's no tanks. I haven't seen this yet, but there's no safety in this build here. He's even making a Raven, or he made a Raven. Now the Banshees are gonna come back, but there's 3 Overseers, and unless he can snipe those Overseers, the Banshees are just gonna fall. The first one does go down indeed, and yeah man, Cure just got himself defeated by not making any tanks whatsoever. Like, if he only had like 3 tanks or something, this whole fight looks different. But he went all in on the Hellions, which he actually did not use as a Halberd attack, funnily enough. He transformed it back and then just ran in. He only went for drones. If you have them as a Halberd, right, they'll don't get as much drone damage, but they'll trade against the army. They'll be way more beefy, they'll delay the attack, the counter-attack that is. And you get more time to set up your units, your follow-up units, and your defenses as Cure. But yeah, Cure just kind of got himself overrun by not making the correct counter unit set there in the end. Alright, let's see if we can bring it back here. Game number 2. In the bottom right of Ruby Rock we do have Solar, in the top left we do have Cure. Can he make a comeback? I really like the mech approach and I don't hate what he was trying to do there, but FFS, please get a freaking tank. Maybe even 1 tank could have kind of hold the line. Get a bunker for your 3 Marines, you know? You have the 3 Marines. You can almost fill up a bunker. Why not get one? It's a structure, it's an obstruction, it delays, it gives you more time. Whatever you throw into your opponent's way is gonna counteract to the timing and it's gonna help you reinforce as long as you keep macroing, right? The very fishy stuff there, I wanna say. You're kind of getting himself killed, to be honest there. He did not build the right units. But against the Hydra Link composition, you definitely want to have a bunch of tanks sitting on your high grounds defending those bases and not just have a bunch of Cyclones. I guess he just wasn't ready. He was building more on the Banshees to deal with that, but and kind of keep the Zerg back. But in the end, I mean, Solar just didn't care. He had a couple of spores, his queens at home, and it was enough to counteract the Banshees. The Banshees were very inactive, which is kind of hanging around there. And then 3 Overseers and go. There you go. And then it's all gone for Cure. Now, Cure not being known to mech that much. He's more of a, well, if you'd had to put a label on it, it would be Mr. 8 Racks. But it's a very highly executed one, so it's insanely powerful. Interesting approach. We see no add-on here. Into a 3rd unit. Oh, there we go. He cancels the Marine, throws down the Erector. For a second I was like, man, this is novel. He forces an Extractor. I have to wait and see. Does the drone keep the mineral? Yeah, he does. Reaper will get intercepted. We'll throw down a grenade and jump up again. What a badass. He's gonna get a Ling. Oh no, the queen is in position. Big mother to help out her children. Nice micro by Solar there, pulling the Ling back at the last second. And there's the third CC, of course, and I'm pretty sure this game we'll see some bio. We'll see some people with guns trying to shoot those freaking things which have hands and like wings. They have hands and claws and wings. And they're going in for some SCV damage. Oh, he might get this one. He has it targeted. And he gets the first one. Hellion's out of position here. That's some worthwhile... Oh, that's some worthwhile links. Oh my god, he doesn't even lose any. And that's purely a mistake by Q. That was amazing. Delays the Hellion Reaper pressure on the creep, so his creep gets a little bit further. He gets an SCV. He does not lose anything. He loses health on the Lynx, but Lynx only have 35 health, and I think they regen every 1 health for 2 seconds or so. So give it like 50 seconds, they're gonna be full of hell. Yeah, full health again. Full to hell. Let's get to hell. Scanipede. A third CC immediately gonna land here after being morphed into an orbital. Gonna see Cloak, and this time I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Stim in just a moment once the gas is there. Overlord is checking this out right now here. But he has seen a fake before. We're already sitting at... well, that's the third Marine, to be honest. So he's throwing down the barracks now. Should be throwing down Stim, by the way. He did click the thing. What is he waiting for? There we go. Hellion Reaper across the map here trying to pressure the creep, but the queens are there to guard their babies. And Banshee coming in here across the ravine, man. This looks kind of cool. Overlord chilling there as well, having a nice tea. And Banshee came back home here. He is actually committing to Cloak, so that's a lot of... that's where his main gas went into for the first few minutes. We do see a Baneling nest here from Solar and 2 evolution chambers. He's going full on macro, going full into that Ling Bane composition. We might see some Hydras in addition here. Immediately, he might go into Mutas as well. We have seen this more commonly recently, where people just go back into the Muta style, but it has been to some mixed success. While the timing and everything, the price got cheaper, the timing got better, the Muta's power spike just still is not that big. And it's a lot of execution. It's very executional based, so if you mess up once and lose all of your Mutalists, man, it's basically a game. Infestation pit on the way here. It's actually committing very heavily onto the magic pressure. Should probably pull back very soon here, unless he really wants to just sacrifice them for some damage. He does keep a few Hellions back in case there's a Link Flood, so he just counteracts this. Oh, Banshee! So it's women against women here. Banshee does get away. And yeah, we do have a bunch of Banes on the way. 10. Baneling Spear is about to finish up. 1-1 is halfway done, so that's... well, that's still a while away. We do see the armory on the way. The 4th base is up and running, though. The 5th base is not really being contested, and it feels like Solar's growth is just a tiny bit too fast here for Cure to give up. Now, Cure, of course, wants to not only pressure the 4th, he wants to kill the 4th, and, well, he's about to go on his journey here. Sets up the 4th himself behind this, and he will move out with the Banshees as well. He's not going to keep them home for some counter run by defense, and Solar's actually going to use those units to kind of break the push here, or try to break the push. And Kyo is actually, he's abandoning ship. He's running away. He sees the base in the bottom. It's like, hey, wait, you have a 5th already? We can probably just... we're gonna clear the creep with the Banshees. We're gonna rotate to the south, I think was his thought, but this is actually a very, very far away. Now he tried to snipe some drones, but there's actually no drones to snipe, so he even wastes the scan there. Adrenal glands on the way, Ultralisk Cavern on the way, the Hive is finished of course, we could see Vipers at any point to counteract the tanks and get some nice blinding clouds going. We have an SCV in the army. This looks really good for Solar, I have to say, and Cure, I think if he wants to win this one, has to play a long game. He's already starting the transition, he's going into a Tier 2, he's running the Drilling Claws upgrade right now here. We see the first Viper, by the way, on the way right now. He's going into Concussive Shells. There might be an engage here. Oh, that SCV got very close to the sun, but he survived. Yeah, of course, 2-2 on the way here. And we see plating. So he really wants to emphasize on that Widowmine style. For people who don't know, plating, or +1 armor basically for mechanical vehicles, does not only help the vehicles, it also helps the air units. So your Widowmines and your Medivacs get just a little bit beefier. But we already see Ultralisks and there's no Ghost transition yet in sight. Seems like the transition is just a tiny bit slow here for Cure, and Cure is having trouble to actually correctly engage this one. The tank focus fire on the Banelings was not there, but maybe he can still win this fight now. There's more Banelings coming in here, and in the end this army is completely getting wiped. Only 3 Marines getting picked up. Feels like there was a little bit of an earlier, should have been an earlier pickup timing here for Cure. Did he find some damage with the Banshees? I don't think he really did. He's been mostly clearing and denying creep with those. Oh, that's cute. He put a Widowmine below the Scanapede, but Scanapede moved away. Now we have the Chitinous plating here on the way, and once that's done, we're gonna see more and more Ultralisks in the fight, and they will actually be unbreakable for a while until there's enough Ghosts or Marauders to deal with this. Because Marines, they don't really shut down Ultralisks that fast. And Widowmines, they don't either. Now again, we see Solar just rotating around, and it feels like this Sensor Tower has been necessary to help staging this push for quite a while. It feels like an arena over here. And so far, Q is just running into the wrong part of town each time. Man, he needs to pick up and get out of this space. He needs to hunker down on the defense here on the planetary, because, well, this is gonna fall now. As there's so many Ultralisks, a bunch of Banelings. If he gets a good connection here, oh, there might be a nice Widowman connection. Yeah, he's actually pulling through here and getting some nice friendly fire as well. But there we go, Banshee's coming in here. He's gonna. He has so many Widowmines, man. He only made Widowmines. Where's his bio? Finally, the bio arrives, but after so much damage was already been dealt, he loses one command center even, which was supposed to be a planetary. He loses most of the army. He's trying to do some damage across the map. Oh no, one queen is actually getting the better of these Medivacs who have been clicked on the Ultralisks or something. I don't know. Oh, okay, so he does barely not lose any. And he does have another 4th base up and running, but Solar has been mining on 5 bases. He's going into the 6th base right now. He's setting up his spire. He's getting his 3-3 on par with the Terran 3-3. There's no vehicle plating number 2 coming in right now. And Kyo is kind of stuffed for some money here. He needs some units, he needs some fast, and he needs Ghosts. He's only making Marauders, he's only making Marines. He's only making Widowmines, but he needs those spellcasters. He needs something to counteract the Vipers. I'm pretty sure these things haven't been used yet. Did we see any spells casted? I guess he did use a Blinding Cloud somewhere. Oh, it was a Parasitic Bomb, of course. There we go. So he actually did not really use them in the fight. But as I said, like, if Kyo wanted to use this kind of gangway as a staging point, yeah, fine, but you need to put something down here. You need to anchor your defense there. And just make a couple depots or anything to just block off the way, a few Mudo mines. Now he's trying to come through the south. Even just like the sensor turret would have been a very nice addition to just get that vision. We do see some links in that mineral line here wreaking havoc. The Marines just looking at this and saying, we don't have anything to do with this. They did not pay us, we're not gonna work. The Medivacs at least are gonna work overtime here and heal those poor SCVs so they don't just die. And yeah, reinforcements streaming down. 60 links were just on the way here, so we're probably going to see like 60 banelings or something in the moment here. It's only 15 for now. Widowmine struggling to find some good connections here. And it feels like he's overmaking a little bit the Widowmine department. Now Cure is almost maxed, and finally we do see the first ghost, but he's starting to fall apart here. Liberators are there, but not in enough number. We do see another deny on this base here. Solar has to pull back though, and this base is denied by 1 Ling, of course. Cannot land. Cure has been bleeding out a bunch of SCVs at this point. He's struggling to remake. Now, if he tries to move out here, yeah, I think you need like a base over there or a planetary or something. This is not the space to push right now, Cure. Oh, double blinding cloud here on most of the bio and moving all of that forcefully forward. It's gonna help Solar to disengage from the fight without losing too much there on the tail end of this. And there's the ghosts. They have been sleeping on the job. They haven't had any say in this game yet whatsoever. We have seen no ghosts go down. They have not cast any spells yet. It's the first 4 ghosts and they were just sitting on a frickin' depot. And look at this. Now this is not morphing into a planetary, so he could lift this, but there's already the Corruptor, so this base is gonna be a goner. I'm just gonna call it. He's not moving this back fast enough. Corruptors are there, shooting it down. He's gonna run in with Ultralisks now. We do have ghosts, but where are they? There they finally come. Command Center still is gonna be destroyed. Not that Cure does really need this one. He has a bunch down here, so he can always move some. But you kind of want to set up some planetaries against this heavy melee force here from Solar. And Solar is, by the way, he's maxed on upgrades. He's maxed on units. He's about to max on tech. He's getting like additional stuff right now. He gets burrow. He gets +1 air attack. He has these bases in the corner. He's mining from the corner bases. There's nothing to deny this. And Cure is struggling to just defend this 3rd base. His 4th base is there, which is the saving grace right now. But there's even drones in the fight, man. They don't care. One is gonna get away. Ah, well, I guess I spoke too soon. One is gonna get away. And yeah. I mean, like, these bases, he needs to send 3 Marines there and he's gonna kill all of those, right? But he just does not have the momentum to try and do that. The Corruptors are gonna chew through the Medivacs as well. A nice fungal here. A lot of splash damage there from the Widowmine's friendly fire hitting those Medivacs as well. It's gonna lose 3 or 4 of them in an instant almost. And as much as I like this base being mining and the geysers not being saturated, by the way, I hate to say, Cure, oh god, that, oh no, the ghosts, they need stim, don't they? I hate to say that this game is not going the way Cure wants to. He's struggling to find an anchor point. Even though he has been, of course, trading more efficiently, he just does not get the income eventually. And he's gonna bleed out. He's gonna run out. We have 3 patches left over here. We have nothing in the main. There's a little bit of gas left. There's a half kind of base over here at the 3rd base. And there's a full base. No, excuse me. It's gonna deplete in a moment, half of the patches. So yeah, he has 2 half bases. And he's just now running down into the corner with a command center. He's like, oh wait, you have been mining from this, haven't you? And then another force comes into the planetary and just kills it because there's nothing down here. The extra command center is gonna get killed, which is about to be started. I guess not. But yeah, that's half of his income just gone. 12 SCVs also falling. He still has a bunch of SCVs, but some of them are not mining, as you can see here, and he just cannot keep up the pace, man. Solar's just showing what a masterclass beast he can just be. While his engagements seem a little bit sloppy, he just comes in at the perfect moments to kind of start to pick apart the Terran army here, and Cure is just struggling to split his army correctly. Now he... oh my god, Marauders getting a freaking massacre on those creep tumors here. That looked kind of funny. We do have like more changelings than Marines right now, and there's a GG here. Cure is gonna get wrecked by Solar. What a game. What a game. Okay. So that was that. Which scene are we on this one? That's unfortunate. Excuse me. Oh boy. Okay, I'm just gonna check something out here and then we'll hop into the next one. Should be Max Specs against Björn. Okay. Start in a moment here. About to hop in. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. Okay. So we have a best of 3 between these two fellas here. In the bottom left it is MaxPax playing for Psystorm Gaming, and in the top right we do have Björn, probably the best washed player ever to play the game. Has been playing basically since the start, the very beginning even, of the era of StarCraft 2. And he used to be Ghost King Prime. Part of the Prime team, of course, which also Marine King, for example, belonged to. Or who else was there? Creator was in Prime. Pretty sure he was there. We had some more people on Prime. Prime was a good team. Optimus Prime, which was Polt, by the way, guys. I'm pretty sure he was that, right? Optimus Prime. If you still know Polt, of course, the Captain American. Pretty sure he used to be. He was on Prime, yeah. Let's check. Keen was on Prime. We had Choya on Prime. Bit by Bit Prime, of course. Billowy. There's a lot of names. You can check this out. Classic used to be on Prime. That might be a different Classic. It's a different Classic? Okay, it's a different Classic, by the way. Also Protoss player. That's kind of funny. Didn't know this. So Björn tries to wall in. I guess he walls in the probe, but does MaxPax actually want to leave? Now he has to commit with a recall, and that's exactly what he's going to do here, because he knows the time of the Reaper. So Björn forces a recall. He gets some energy. He gets basically what he gets is a chrono boost. You either get the probe or you get the chrono boost, right? You get the 50 energy and or like the recall. It's not like you can exploit this recall timing to any of your advantage. So you kind of just get the 50 energy, which is either a chrono boost or a recharge. At this time, there's no recharge gonna happen anytime soon unless there's a very, very early sentry, which we of course don't see, and it's MaxPax, so he usually does these. He likes to scout with the depth shades. So that means it's a chrono less. He does manage to keep the probe. He loses the chrono though, so you can stifle, well, either worker production of course, but you keep the probe, so that's not really that big of a deal. But you can stifle the unit production, for example, forcefully with this, with a move like this. So yeah. Oh, Maka Prime, of course. Maru used to be on Prime. Yeah, man, there you go. Myangsik. Yoda, of course. Zaun used to be on Prime. Look at that. Zaun Prime. Tang Tang, Terius, Terra. There's so many. Salvation, Ryung. Ryung only for a month though. They had a big Fanta man who went to Freaks. What the F? Now this Shade is gonna get cornered, but he gets away, I can't believe it! 3 HP, the Adept makes its way out. Oh, he will get chased down though. So in the end, it doesn't really matter, but he does buy some time for himself. So we do have, excuse me, we do have a Cyclone here, and then tanks afterwards, 3 barracks. We'll have to wait and see what Björn wants to do this, but it feels like these barracks are kind of early here. The second barracks was very fast. The third barracks is already also on the way, and that's before this orbital command center, basically with the orbital command center. So quite fast, and nothing of this has been seen. So it's a quite nice disguise. Usually you have a Stargate, right? You have a starport with the starport unit, and that's just not happening here. We see no SCV production, by the way, right now. So this is looking, he's on 28 SCVs to 40 probes. This is gonna be a 2-base push. It's gonna happen very soon. He's finally starting up SCV production again, but he skipped so much SCV production right now. Now, what has MaxPax behind this? He does have 3 gates, he has Blink, he is gonna have a Warp Prison in a moment. He's going to set up his 3rd Nexus in just a second here. That's something that Björn wants to have happen. He wants the money to go into a building. that is not gonna help him defend this army. This is just a combat shield push, by the way. There is no stim with this, so Bjorn needs to make this work. It's gotta be tanks, it's gotta be marines, it's gonna be combat shields, it's gonna be few reapers, there's gotta be a cyclone, and he's gonna pull some SCVs. If I guess, I have seen Bjorn do this a few times on a later patch or earlier patch. What I think he's gonna do is he's gonna make some bunkers with the SCVs. This is no stim, so he wants to preserve the HP. He doesn't have any medevacs, of course, so he wants to preserve the HP as much as he can. So he wants to throw down bunkers, which he can then repair. Oh, a few Stalkers tried to go for a surround or for like interception on reinforcements. There's a big army right now, but there's also a lot of Stalkers. Some of which are going for the interception on the reinforcements. Bjorn's still rallying in the reinforcements, just losing units here. He does have 2 tanks set up, he does have a bunch of SCVs, he's thrown down the bunkers, but they're not done yet. Can he get them up and running? He has only 1 more Reaper. He needs to throw down a grenade into this bulk of the Stalkers. He loses the double tanks, the Immortal is here. The Marines are still standing strong. Can he finish off more of these units? The reinforcements are there. 1 more tank. A bunker's gonna finish up. We still have all 3 SCVs building on those bunkers. He's starting to bleed out some bio units. He needs to saturate the first bunker. Come on, bro. You need to go into the frickin' bunker. Get into the bunker. Get into the chopper. Okay, so all of the bunkers do set up. He's gonna readjust the tank. This might be a moment to pounce. He does see the tank being readjusted. The Reaper is denying mining on this 3rd base here. Maxpex, again, trying to intercept more units. If he can get this tank, this would be huge. Oh, yes, he's definitely gonna get it. No! Bjorn comes in with units from the north to help his reinforcement rally here. He does lose a marine, and he's gonna bleed out that SCV. That's not really what you're looking for. He kind of needs to keep his push together. He's not executing this correctly. He's just throwing down in the bunker, but he's bleeding out units in the rally. And Zealots now, this is not gonna be good for him. Now he is getting stim, but it's still halfway away. The Zealot did clear out the Reaper, apparently. It's not something you see every day. And Maxpex is just accumulating units in between here. The bunkers are getting pushed forward, but Maxpex doesn't really care. Where is his army, though? I guess this is it. He just has a bunch of charge lots. He does have 2 Immortals. Where are they? Oh, there they are. So he recalled them to the 3rd base, and then he's gonna break from a different side. The tanks are kind of exposed, as you can see here from behind. He's just throwing down bunkers in the front, which are filled up, to be honest. But Stim is just barely not done, and I think with the charge lots and the Immortals here to break down the structures very fast, in the end, this push is gonna fall apart here. Maxpex is gonna get the cleanup. Stim did complete, by the way. So this army is not bad, and he has Stim, but he has no healing. We're gonna go into the high attack here from Maxpex. He has the 3 Nexi up and running. He did not lose any of this. Oh, that's some nice shots though. So he does lose a couple of units there to that tank fire, and Bjorn is just making more and more tanks now. War Prism coming in, dropping some Zealots here. And if Bjorn can make this somehow happen, it should be now. Like, now is the time. Maxpex really wants to have that War Prism at home. He cannot lose these Immortals. And as much as he can shave off, he should try to do so. The War Prism is still here in the main. That's a big deal. And Bjorn is bleeding out more and more units. Charge Lot coming in here. We need to see a stim. There's no stim right now on those Marines. Finally, we see the stim, but the meat shield with the SCVs is already gone. He lacks the high ground vision there for a moment, needs to run, and this allows Maxpex to get another couple of shots. Is he gonna lose the 2 Immortals? So 1 is gonna die, and then the stim runs out. This army is so tiny at this point. The reinforcements are barely even existent, and he keeps a few units at home to just counteract the Prism. Just stand a couple of freaking Marines over there and run the rest across the map. Bring all of the SCVs. I don't care, man. He's gonna have +1 eventually, but is this gonna even get done? I don't think so. The tank is gonna get destroyed. More and more Zealots from behind, and Bjorn is gonna abandon ship in this first game. Yeah. So MaxPack's up 1-0 here in this series, going into the next game. Lucy went to Azubu. Check. Oh, of course, Hongen Prime. I remember this guy. Departure, yeah, I remember that guy. Barbie was there as well. Bibong. Anyong. Any pro. No. So MaxPack's down here in the bottom, Björn in the top. Can Björn bring it back? He's doing a Maca Rax. I love that this term has been thriving for so long. Maca, a Prime Terran, by the way. He played with Björn on the same team 13 years ago. Yes, 13 years ago. Absolute legends. Basically, the idea is you make the barracks just off to the normal walling position, and it can be anywhere close to your base. The only thing that it has to be is close to your base, so you can get the fences in place, or you can just lift it up. You make it, for example, where it is right now, somewhere inside your base, a little bit randomly, or like in this position over here, or down here in the natural, or like here, right? There's a lot of positions. It just needs to be close to your own defensive rallies, that's all. And there we go, you have a Macarax. And he used to beat so many people with that, because people were just scouting around for like, oh my god, he's proxying. Is this 2 barracks? Is this 3 barracks? Is this just Marines coming across the map? What is going on? And then he just has units at home, goes for a teched out push, timing attack, and just wins the game. Now Reaper coming across the map here, is gonna chase down the first probe. Can he get a kill actually before the Adept is gonna try and chase this away? He does get the kill. Can he escape? Yes, the Shade did not get the vision here, so he lost trajectory of the Reaper path there. Twilight's gonna finish up. We're gonna see Blink in a moment. And, well, MaxPack's looked really good against this two-base push there from Björn in the last game. What is Björn gonna do this game? He could just try to play a macro game. He's gonna get a second probe. And then the Reaper just flies into the air. He even threw a grenade from mid-air there into the bulk of the probes. Very effective use of that Reaper there. So, quite nicely done. He does not get the scout, but it's MaxPack, so you kind of can anticipate that this is, in fact, just a regular opening. He really loves his Blink against Terran. Oh, he will lose the Adept. He gets in, and he's just making sure that this is not a 2 racks or 3 racks again. He does see the starport. He does not actually see the drop, but I mean, there's a starport on the unit on the way, so what else should it be? So you can kind of say, alright, I know what this is, I can deal with this. Can he though? He does not really have any ship batteries right now. He only has 3 Stalkers. He has a War Prism on the way. Like, 3 Stalkers can lose to 8 Marines with a Medivac and the Cycle if Björn just goes now. I think it's only 7 Marines, only 6 Marines. Björn, what is he doing? He's waiting. There was no shield battery, there was only 3 Stalkers, no Blink. If he immediately dropped into the frickin' units, he's just gonna deny the third. So this is a very slow play here, but this had so much potential, by the way. There was an immaculate timing by Björn, which he did let slip away there, unfortunately. Oh, is he gonna get the War Prism though? No. The Medivac is gonna boost away here, by the way. I really like the usage of this Watchtower there. Really nicely done. And a Liberator is gonna circumvent this army. Now, does Bjorn have enough at home? He has a tank, he has a bunch of Marines, he has a bunker, he has a second tank on the high ground. He has this weird wall set up, which Terrans are kind of doing these days to counteract the blink. Unfortunately, his stim is exposed, but he could lose that. And if he gets enough damage on the other side with the Cyclone, he loses the medevac, which is not great, but he gets 3 probes. The Liberator does get out, though. And, yeah. Well, he loses 1 SCV, he does not lose stim though, which is nice. He does have another tank now here on the high ground. And so far this defense is looking good for Bjorn, and he got a little bit more value than he invested on his side. But this army is growing from MaxPax, and we know if MaxPax has more and more Blink Stalkers, there's eventually a point where he's just gonna trade so efficiently with those, it's gonna be disgusting. He loses the Observer, so that's a little bit of a nice bonus there for Bjorn, and makes it way more difficult for MaxPax to commit into this. But do you actually want to? I mean, this is a very nice setup here from our Terran player. We do need to see some medevacs though, and there is the Warp Prism coming in, by the way. He sees that this army's not here. Oh god, this could be a base trade. But MaxPax is not really moving, he only gets like a harassment force in. This is such a fortunate moment here for Bjorn. Even though it does not seem like it because he's bleeding out SCVs right now. But MaxPax is not using his main force, and Bjorn is just walking across the map. He's gonna shut down this base. There's nothing MaxPax can do. He's preoccupied with the Liberator in his main base, which didn't really do that much. And now the army's already there. He's gonna have stim. He doesn't have any medevacs, but he doesn't need them to kill a Nexus. He just needs to shoot it down. There's no way MaxPax can save this. Even if he recalls all of his Stalkers, there's no way. Now he's gonna go in, he's gonna commit to the fight here. Oh, these SCVs are stuck on the making supply depot. That's definitely a bad move here by Bjorn. He's gonna get into the bunker with one of the Marauders, and he will trade quite effectively against these Stalkers here. The Stalkers are not really being controlled that way. Now he's gonna recall them back home here. The bunch of Marines, they still haven't stimmed. They should stim now. There we go. The tanks are focus firing through the Stalkers here. Oh my god, that's so much damage on the Stalkers. Ooh. Now Bjorn already killed the 3rd base. There's another base on the way, by the way. MaxPax immediately restart this. We have another stim on these Marines. The Marines are starting to bleed out. +1 is gonna finish. It's gonna finish, but you see MaxPax used the probes even to fight because the Marines were so low in HP. He lost a bunch of probes, but in the end, not enough to make it worthwhile. And the tanks, he's just gonna wait for a round of Zealots to move in and clear those. Very smart cerebral choice here, I have to say. And it's gonna barely lose anything to the last double tank. Now the reinforcements here were too slow. He still has... Oof, the War Prism is there, and unfortunately Widow Mines were not placed correctly, so... He still has this one. Oh, is he gonna... Oh my god, man. Bjorn is probably thinking the same. He's like, Shiva! Now he only has 1 medevac. Can you just make 1 Viking or something? I hate when this happens. The thing is gonna come in again. It's gonna throw down 2 Stalkers again. Now this game kind of reset a little bit. We did have a 2-base push, but it was a different way of a push. There's a lot more play behind this for Bjorn. And he did get a base, so, and a full saturation. He lost a full saturation himself, but we see he's still in the worker lead. He does have a 3rd base on the way, if I see this correctly. There's a command center being made right now. And he did kill most of the Blink Stalkers. 11 Stalkers. We're only looking at 5 right now, which 3 are currently here on the offensive in this prism and could get sniped eventually. You know? You need to be careful with this one. So yeah, this is actually looking quite nice here for Bjorn, I have to say. MaxPax is trying to scramble into Storm. He did make it, and he has the few first High Templar starting to collect some energy. He's spreading out some, which is a very nice move. And he kind of has to... He just has to sit back and kind of defend for a while. He can't really do much offensively. He's going to try to delay this command center one more time, which is going to happen. But finally we're going to see the double Viking to chase down this War Prism. Medevac here trying to poke in, see what it can get done. But you could even use a feedback on that one here as MaxPax. The Vikings are going to chase down that War Prism. He's actually going to commit to the kill. He's going to lose a Viking, but it doesn't matter too much to him. And he forces these 3 Stalkers to retreat as well. So Bjorn could just throw down a 4th CC. He's going into extra barracks for now. He could also go into a Ghost Transition, which he's actually doing right. There is the Academy. He does see the, or he did see the High Templars already. He now gets vision on that army and just barely in time to dodge this first storm there with most of his units. Only loses a couple. Oh my god, that looked so funny. Frickin' High Templar with their huge sound. Oh, he gets the medevac, man. He's always so good at this. And now these units have no way to retreat, so he's gonna sacrifice them for probes. He's gonna kill one. And Bjorn gets the center, so he has center control right now. And MaxPax, he kind of needs to play a defensive expansion. So he's actually going into Forge. I don't think I like this decision. I think you need to be a little bit more aggressive on the economy recovery. You have the most efficient kind of thing in the game with High Templar and Storm, right? Oh, that was a nice friendly fire shot there from MaxPax. You already have that as your tool. As you can see, he can just chuck out storms and just try to deplete energy from the medevacs, or just try to, you know, get the army in a very difficult position to fight at all. And you see Bjorn is stimming a lot. Like specifically against Bjorn. You know, walking through his own storm, they need to be careful with those. Those are actually way more dangerous than they used to be. He's gonna defuse the Widow Mines. He really wants to get this push going, but he does not really have that much of production behind this, I want to say. There's only 9 gates. It's not like he's in something crazy like 12 or 16 or so. He does not really have the basis to keep this up anyways. He's making another Nexus. He's going into the Colossal transition behind this, while he's kind of posturing here at the front, but he needs to be careful. If he loses these Archons, these Templars to the EMPs, well then it's GG. No amount of Stalkers is gonna save you from full-fledged Terran army here. So he's trying to play this kind of retreating game here and try to chug out storms as he goes back. We do see the Orbital Command Center here trying to land again. He does have a bunch of Zealots there warping in again, but this is so expensive to do for MaxPax right now. His economy is actually not good. But Bjorn is just too stubborn. He just float down over here, effing dude, man. Oh, if he could get that prism, an EMP? An EMP? Oh, okay, he does not do the EMP. The Archons are starting to regen their shields, actually, which is kind of funny. But as soon as the full engage is gonna happen... That was a nice EMP, by the way. On a full High Templar, who still had enough energy then to just throw down the storm. Bjorn is gonna try to intercept it with Ghosts and Marauders, which is not gonna happen. The Viking is gonna shoot away this a little bit. And MaxPax is gonna abandon this idea, but he kind of got what he wanted. He had a base setup. Honestly, I feel like setting up 2 bases was more important here. He's getting into the Colossi transition though, and this is what he was trying to buy time for. But did he buy enough time? He has 1 Colossi out, range is halfway done. He did skip a lot of Templar production behind this, so he literally has no Storm right now in this army. He just moved the last Templar back, and he has 1 more back at home, so he has 1 Storm in this group right now. And that's just not enough. This War Prism flies over a Marine, is getting scouted, so Bjorn did see that one. He's not gonna let this slip. And he will be able to defend against this. He has such a gross oversaturation, by the way. He needs to float out this command center and get some... Oh, or maybe he just needs to kill the guy. Nice EMP there on the last Templars. Now it's 5 Archons, but you can just EMP them to death as well. They're gonna be in 1 HP, basically. And gonna pop like balloons. There we go here. The 1 Colossus is just not enough against this Marauder heavy force with so many Ghosts as well. The Ghosts do take extra damage, by the way, from the Colossi. They do have bonus against light, and the Ghosts are light now. So that's actually an interaction I didn't really think about, but it does happen. And Colossus are way better now against Ghosts. So there you go. That's probably what actually made him hold that line there right now. But if Bjorn ever gets a good engage again, he should just have the upper hand here. Now MaxPax is trying again and again to throw down these Zealots, very nasty counterattacks. He's actually holding the watchtower with the Zealot, it's kind of funny. Yeah, in the end, it doesn't really matter. One zealot is gonna run away. Another one's trying to desperately evacuate here in the north. Command center being built. I think this is too slow. You kind of want to keep up the pace. You want to float out one of your commands. I mean, look at this. There's only 3 patches left on this one. And this one's fully mined out, right? Why are you making a new command center right now? You can make one, but also float one. There's no... It's not like this is a big investment at this point. He needs to get that income boost. He needs to keep on producing. He needs to keep on sticking with the map control. That being said though, MaxPax is not expanding. He's just making his double colossus. He's trying to max out his army first, it seems. He has pretty decent tech. He doesn't really have that big of an upgrade lead or something, but he is gonna get... Oh, by the way, this is such a beyond thing. There we go. Let's get armor, right? Let's have our marines take some more damage or less damage from those frickin' zealots. So Bjorn again with a wrong upgrade here, trying to throw a bone to MaxPax. But he's also just pushing into the right position here, where MaxPax is not standing right now, and as soon as you lose a Nexus as MaxPax, well, what are you gonna do? He still keeps the Nexus alive technically, so it's still there, 200 HP. You can still return the full mineral count to that one, it doesn't matter. And yeah, MaxPax upgrades are starting to come in here right now. +2 attack did just finish up, and he's gonna have +1 armor in a moment. So that's actually gonna make his army way more powerful than it should be. Specifically because Bjorn also went for +2 armor, and it's not done yet. He's currently sitting at 1-1, which still makes him trade okayish, but he's taking way more damage than he should right now. Command center did finish, it's gonna morph into planetary, but already zealots are starting to warp in here. There is a unit force though still here on the left side, but he will lose some SCVs. He needs to run those, please. Those are +2 zealots, man. They shred through SCVs like nothing. The MaxPax is finally starting to try and get another base up. He has 70 probes at this point, but most of them are actually not really mining effectively here. As you can see, there's an oversaturation over here, an oversaturation over there, and here as well. And he has a few even long distance mining. So this game is like a super scrap fest, and there's the second damage upgrade, by the way, for Bjorn. He did not want to cancel armor at this point, so he just made another engineering base. It's like, oh, screw it. He has some excess SCVs he's producing into a depleted mineral field here, which are gonna stand guard for a moment, but they're not gonna help mine for his cause, unfortunately. Should probably get them to work on this base, as this is not a fully operational yet. And we do see an engage here in the south. And probably one about to hit in the middle. MaxPax does have most of his 5 Colossi, by the way. Most of his army in the middle. Bjorn does see the movement. I'm pretty sure you can, yeah, you can see this. So he just rotates away with his army in the south. This Marauder, unfortunately, is not going to win this fight, because it doesn't move. And the Zealot is even going to kill the sensor turret here. But Bjorn is just going to say like, alright, screw it, we're just going to go in for the kill here. I don't care about the sensor turret if I can just win the game. The Colossus are about to be dead here. He needs just a couple more shots. He does deplete all of them in the arsenal here. For MaxPax, another EMP is going to hit that last guy with the last storm. So no High Templar energy left here for our Protoss player. And Bjorn is just going to plow through here, it seems. He just found the right angle. He's going to finish off this base. But MaxPax wouldn't be MaxPax if he would just give up, because he lost an army and lost a base. No, he's just gonna evacuate to another area, long distance mine from the gold. He might just throw down a Nexus there immediately. And Bjorn is gonna pull back, so he's gonna give MaxPax the time. Of course, Bjorn is gonna reset his army, like he's gonna power it up, heal it again. Please start +3 attack. At this point, I think you want to cancel the armor and start the attack. And there we go. He starts it. At least he starts it. Factory is floating over here for some vision, but it's been a while since MaxPax tried to do anything with a Warp Prism. It's just constantly producing Colossi, so there's no extra Warp Prism here on the way or on the field. And he's been long distance mining so much, he's actually going to throw down the Nexus over here to the north a little bit, and he's not really welcoming that many more High Templars. He does have 4. The army's really meager, and he just trying to scramble out Colossi, but there's already 7 Vikings still in the air here. They do have pretty decent upgrades, +1 attack, and I guess he has +1 vehicle weapons. Why did he get that one? Like, his factory is floating. Was that a misclick? I actually didn't notice. MaxPax is going nice on the upgrades here, and he's going starting +3 armor. Should probably consider even starting +1 shield. I know there's a bunch of EMPs and just EMPs for days, so why? I think it's more for all of his harassment forces, just to make them a little bit more annoying to deal with. And throw around a few zealots again, you know. Try to flank. Like, these zealots, if they have plus shields, they're gonna be more beefy. They're gonna last longer against SCVs. The SCVs are gonna heal them then. You know? MaxPax finally is gonna finish up another base, but all of these probes, they just don't have a place to go. 27 out of 16 on this one, and this one's starting to run low as well. 16 out of 10. This is dry, this is dry, this is 8 of 8, so pretty low. MaxPax income is just so tiny at this point. It's a fragment of it what it should be here to keep up the pace. And in the end, he might even lose this base down here. He's kind of out of position. He was relying so much on a few Templars, but just some ghosts coming in here with the correct EMPs. Even though a few storms did go off, he's still gonna lose the base. First one is gonna go down now. As the army rotates down, the Colossus are trying to walk there. Beyond is just gonna hit the north. He kills the base, which was just re-established, the only mining base here for MaxPax. A nice storm there on that army. But if Beyond kills this base as well, he's gonna run away with the army over here. I mean, MaxPax might just go for a last hurrah, you know, a last fight. But if he loses this base as well, he's gonna recall, actually. He's gonna try to... Oh my god, the recall got cancelled because the base died. And then he just... Jesus. That was a very nice game, I have to say. Very well played by both players, extremely scrappy. In the end, by the way, you can see here on the minimap, Beyond was mining off 1 half base kind of, and 2 very healthy ones, so he had 2.5 base of income, while MaxPax finally established 1 extra base, and then he had like 2 very low bases. So, yeah, kudos to Beyond there, very well done by him. And I guess we just go into the third one, 1-1. Alright, map number 3 here. Top left we have our Protoss player, in the bottom right it's the Terran. This is gonna be nice, by the way. Like, I say this like it's a big deal, but it is actually gonna be nice for Beyond and his add-ons. They're gonna stick to the inward side, so... I mean, if you pressure from this area, they're gonna be on the side anyways, it doesn't matter that much, but... Yeah, I guess it's not that big of a deal, honestly. This is actually a very fair map in this kind of sense, because like I guess it does matter a little bit. So if you would make a barracks over here, right, and then you have the add-on to the bottom side. If you make a barracks over here, you have the add-on to the bottom side. So it's a little bit further, a little bit more of a commitment. This is the better spawn for the Terran player. And why am I saying this? Because honestly, MaxPax looked not that good in that scrappy late game against Beyond, and I don't think he wants to go there again. His strength definitely lies in those extremely highly executed blink attacks in the mid game with 3 gates, 5 gates, 6 gates, just trying to crush your opponent. Oh, Beyond is gonna try to energy block here, and he will get the engineering bay down, but 3 probes immediately coming off to deal with this. 2 are gonna try to zap down the SCVs here, SCV's health, and yeah, 200 HP on this NG bay. Could have been a little bit more, but it's not gonna be bad. It's gonna delay this for a little bit. As you can see, already peaking up to the money here, and we're gonna get a tiny bit of a delay. There we go. And there's the Nexus. About 100 milliliter delay. Cybernetics got gateway here to block off this entry point for the Reaper, and of course the expansion is being built for Beyond. It's kind of funny, he already set the rally down there. gonna see the factory here momentarily. Oh, he did see the Reaper, but did he actually notice? Seems like he doesn't mind dealing with it the normal way without any units. He's just gonna deal with it with the Reinforcing Adept, which is already out, by the way. I'm pretty sure he chron boosted that one. He likes to do that. And the second Adept, of course, is across the map. This is Stargate. Hey, that's different. And it is scouted, by the way. That's also different. So, yeah. That's quite unfortunate, I have to say. And he's denying so much mining time with just one Reaper here on 5 probes. He's even getting a probe. Adept Stargate? So, of course, you can say like, hey, he has 2 Adepts, so where did the gas go? Well, yes, a Stargate. It makes a lot of sense, but that's in hindsight. It's because you have all the information, and Bjorn has all the information. He knows it's a Stargate. What could it be? Well, Oracle, Void Ray, Phoenix. What is a very popular style against Terrans? Well, it's Phoenix Colossi, right? So you can kind of deduct, maybe he's gonna get an Oracle first, but it's mostly gonna be Phoenixes if he's gonna make anything at all from the Stargate en masse, so yeah. And then it should be into a Colossi route from that on. A Cyclone, of course, is gonna deal with everything that comes in low numbers from that Stargate, and the Phoenix is actually gonna reveal its actual health here. Cyclone trying to go for an interception course. Can he get the lock on? Oh, this might be bad. This might be terrible. He does actually cancel the lock on with a lift. Insanely cute move there. Very nice done. And Bjorn was trying really hard to get the catch. He caught it, and then Max was like, yeah, you actually can't do that. I can just lift you and walk away. So, 3 Phoenix already here. Bjorn is gonna see the number together with the Reaper. He's gonna get caught. But this is gonna be the big reveal on this is actually Phoenix Colossi. There you go. There's no way around this. It's not like you can get the Templar Archive in time with this. And why is it Phoenix Colossi, by the way? So, one thing is, the counter to Colossi is a bunch of Vikings, but if you have a bunch of Phoenix, well, the Vikings, you need to actually control them and try to snipe the Colossi correctly. Or if you just like shoot randomly, then the Phoenixes are gonna soak a lot of damage, and they will also shoot at the Vikings, so that's why it's a Phoenix Colossi and not a Phoenix Templar composition most of the times, but there you go. Just your Oh, he's shooting his own factory. He doesn't want it anymore. Damn, curse you factory. We're gonna shoot you to death. Well, luckily his Marines don't have +1 yet. Oh, he could lose a bunch of units here. Well, who though? Oh my god, in the end it's Maxfix. I thought for a second Maxfix was going in for the kill here, gonna lift like a couple of Marines fly out again. He does indeed only lose 2 Phoenix, and that's the half of his Phoenix actually. He did not make any more, he only made 5, which is the bare minimum, you'll see. But he didn't even trade those, he just lost them. Oh my god, and now a Marine is almost gonna get a probe there. It's actually gonna prevent the probe from going over and try to take another base. Pretty sure he saw that Immortal. But of course he should know it's just Phoenix Colossi, right? So he's gonna go in when he's ready. He's gonna lose a couple Marines here. But these 3 Phoenixes, there's like a turret here in the main and in the natural, so the mineral lines are kind of safe. They just can't get much done. There's 1 Colossi back at home. Of course, no combat shields means these Marines are like 3-shot if they stim. I'm pretty sure there's not much you can do about it. We're gonna die actually very fast. And the Phoenixes have been doing a lot of lifting here. But honestly, like, where's the Medivacs? Did they actually kill some Medivacs? Oh, so he's trying to find the Medivacs, and Bjorn is trying to kind of safely fly them out. Now I'm pretty sure he did see the Medivacs, but they're gonna boost in a second again, and they'll just boost to the army and they'll heal the army. But that was a nice delay. That might have been all that he needed here. So he tried to kill the Medivacs or delay them as much as possible. Oh, maybe I'm just gonna drop into the main. And the Phoenix are totally out of position. He knows this. That's a really smart move, I have to say. Very interesting expansion pattern here, by the way, from Beyond, just going forward with this. Unfortunately, SCV is gonna get picked off, but does it even matter? Oh, I think he knows about this. He's warping into the main. He knows his weak spot. Can he get that Medivac? That would be amazing. It's not gonna happen here, but Beyond could always just snipe this kind of... He could snipe this area. He could snipe the Cybernetics core is really exposed here right now. Yeah, he's gonna snipe the Cyber core. He's gonna snipe the gate. Poor guy. Now these Phoenixes, I mean, imagine if those would have been 5, right? They are so annoying and it's only 3. Imagine it would have been 5, he didn't lose those 2. Now he's gonna lose 2 more and 1 Phoenix can, well, while he can lift, he can't kill it. So, well, I guess he's probably gonna be set on patrol over here or something to keep off the Medivacs. That's about gonna be it. There's no tanks anymore for the Colossi. There is no chasers for the Medivacs. There's of course no blink, right? So he can't chase down Medivacs. He was relying on the Phoenix to do that for him. He might get it eventually, but that's gonna be after blink and after all the necessary upgrades, of course, after charge. And after his +1. There we go. He's getting into blink right now, but yeah. A bunch of Marines drop it in the main. He's gonna snipe that Stalker while it's warping in. It's just not enough. Can he snipe the... Can he snipe the units, actually? It's a bunch of Zealots. Stim does run out. Maxplex is going across the map, so he will clear the drop. Can this attack succeed, though? We already have EMPs, and his army is going to lose the Prism like it's nothing. He just gets kind of leashed into the army. He loses a lot of the units. Colossi were shooting at the freaking Geyser, as they love to do, because they're Colossi and not controlled. And Maxplex just loses the army. I think he's dead. I think he is dead. Oh, he's actually not gonna lose the Colossi. He is. GG. One down. So Beyond does take the best of 3 here. Moves on in the bracket, of course. Okay. Da. Sorry guys, I'm just checking out on Pold. Pold Prime, of course. But yeah, no one knows what he does right now. And what game are we gonna go to? I wanna see a Zerg, but do we actually have one? We already had a Zerg today. We have one over here. We've already seen this. Pretty sure. Did we actually? Yeah. Let me do a quick check here on the yesterday thing. Gonna go in a moment. I'm gonna go on in a moment here. There is the folder. Yeah, we already did that. Okay. Ah, there is a Zerg game, which I haven't done yet. Classic against Shin. Why not? Let's watch this one. Should be a good one. This is from the KSL number 83, which was 3 days ago, maybe. That's pretty recent. Of course, classic, maybe the greatest Protoss of our current era. It's a best of 5, by the way, guys. So there's gonna be some powerful action here. All right. In the bottom right of Ruby Rock, we do have Shen, and in the top left, it is Classic. PvZ specialist, PvT specialist, PvP specialist, he has it all. And he just was one step short at this World's Esports World Cup. He was one step away from winning the whole tournament. He made it all the way into the finals, but then he lost to Cyril. No shame in that. But of course, it does not help if you don't win. You just don't win. You're not the champion. So can you make something happen over here? Well, of course he can. I mean, he has had several championships behind that as well. And in smaller tournaments. Of course, nothing quite as big as Esports World Cup these days here for StarCraft. And we'll have to see and wait if that continues or not. There's 3 games still to be announced as of current. Oh, he loses the probe. Definitely a big mistake here from Classico. And he's sad about it. So, we'll have to wait and see here if the Esports World Cup is going to commit to StarCraft again. There have been signs of hope recently. And as weird as it sounds, the biggest hope why StarCraft could be actually coming to Esports World Cup is the latest patch. And if you think, hey wait, that's kind of weird, why would a patch mean that a game would be played at the Esports World Cup? Well, it means that StarCraft is, well, Blizzard as a company is doing something with the game, which they have not been for the past, I want to say, 3 years. When was the Balance Council implemented? I'm pretty sure they were at work like for 2 years or something. So like 3 years ago or so. So there you go. And this patch, it was not made on pro choices or something. They just made their own patch. So they have like someone who has kind of, it's maybe a little bit big to say as a word, but someone who has kind of a vision for the game right now and what state it should be in, what it should not be in, and who worked on that patch. Are you on the Balance Council? Well, I wish I were. No, I'm not. I know a few people who were, and of course a few have publicly made them, have said that they were on the Balance Council, but in the end, the council got shut down, right? While I think it's effectively like still there. I'm pretty sure it was like a Discord or something. It should probably still be there physically. I don't think they have any power anymore in doing any patches, so that went back to Blizzard. They shut it down. So Balance Council, bye-bye, it's gone. Kind of need to get away from that idea again. That's why this last patch is such a big deal, right? It's literally devs who have made that decision. And that means the game is kind of like there is someone at least at Blizzard working on this game. That's what it means. Even if it's only like part-time, right? I don't know. I don't know the full details of this, of course. I've been theocrafting as much as everybody else who's been interested in the topic, but basically that's what's happening behind the doors there, and why it's such a big deal why casters are making such a big deal out of this. The Oracle's coming in here. Can he snipe a couple drones? I think he can there, just to... And very nice micro there, actually, on those Oracles. Oh, but now he flies into the death trap. He's gonna lose one. Shin unrooting the Spore there, unfortunately. I think he might have wanted to target one of the Oracles, but he probably mishit the hotkey for attack move. He probably selected the Spore Crawler and tried to hit A and attack move, but it might have been the unroot, I'm not sure, which he there fat fingered or something, or maybe he has a hotkeys issue, but that should have not been the play there. Probably wanted the extra DPS. Well, that being said though, yeah, so let's get back to that Balance Council. That's gone, right? While the group and the people are of course still alive and they're still actively playing, most of them at least, some not, by the way. The idea is gone. It's not there anymore. It's not in effect anymore. And why is this such a big deal for Esports World Cup and tournaments? Well, if Blizzard is doing something with the game, they might be interested again in publicity for the game. That means if there's someone who wants to... Ooh, nice Stasis Trap! If there's someone who wants to make a tournament... Oh man, he's just gonna shred through this Ling army here, because most of the Lings get trapped in the stasis, and the Classic was kind of to the wall there. It's only 2 queens left, but the Lings are about to unfreeze. Oh, he's gonna lose all of his units. Can he get the queen? No, he can't. Oh, can he? No, he can't. He's gonna try to save the Stalkers with yeah, so the reinforcement of Stalkers here, waiting, ready. Is he gonna do another Stasis Trap? That was... Oh, what? That was almost perfect there. Did he just, like, almost shot his own Stalker there? I think he did. He might get this hatchery. He needs to be careful though. Oh, Link's coming in. The Oracles are kind of out of energy. It still does have a bit. He's gonna try to help and shred down these Links. More reinforcements coming from the north here. Did Shin overcommit? Did he overcommit to the chase? Hydras are starting to stream in, but there's nothing to tank for those. No Links, only 2 from the unfrozen Stasis Trap. It might just be too many Hydras though. Queens are here as well with a couple transfused, just barely enough to hold this off. But as soon as more Stalkers come in and they're walking in from the north, this battle might swing again. Snowball is a effective way to describe what's happening here, but in the end the split up situation for Classic does not work out, and Shin manages to push off the Protoss from his back there, and Classic has to transition. He's gonna throw down Robotics number 2 and a Robotics support bay. He's throwing down an extra Forge. He should have been chrono boosting this one, by the way, I feel like. He's sitting at 66 probes, he's going into a 4th next. He makes everything right now. So he skips on units for a while. He does one more weapon round of Stalkers, then he skips on unit. He's gonna go aggressive with those. He's gonna try to keep the Oracles alive. I said it while he loses one. This is open, by the way. This is how much he's kind of greedily adjusting right now. And then he just immediately throws down everything, right? Robo, Robotics Support Bay, 2nd Forge, extra Nexus, and then we go back to units, you know? He basically skips a round or 1.5 rounds and then he just goes back into it. And all of these things, if he can get like 2 out of the 3, that's already good for him. But if he can get all 3, that's kind of crazy. He did not do that much damage to be able to do this. If Shin would have just gone across the map, he could have probably dealt quite some counter damage to Classic. So while... Oh, he has Zealots swapped in, but he has not even charge on the way. He needs to fix that. Where's the Twilight Council? There it is, with the Forges. He also needs to start his +2, so... He's completely... I mean, look at this macro. He's completely using every ounce he has right now. He starts +2, but he's still not starting charge. I hope he's gonna fix that in a moment when he sees his Zealots are not walking anywhere. Losing the Oracle is kind of a big deal right now with the Lurkers being out. He loses the Observer as well. Oh, this might be a good timing window here for Shin to actually do something. He has a bunch of links coming in, slow Zealots getting warped in to try and counteract those. He should notice now. There we go, and he's immediately gonna start charge. He's gonna get that on Chrono Boost. But that's how many corners he was cutting. He didn't even notice that his charge did probably not start, or probably not start while he was clicking that earlier, because he was building so many things. And Shin is kind of misreading the game a little bit. I think he's expecting Classic to be bigger than he actually is. Woo! And Shin is kind of starting to turtle down, like, or turtle up, I guess. But look at this. He's making so many spines, so many spores. And he's saying, alright, I got my 5 bases. I can survive a long time on 5 bases. And he can even, like, slowly progress into the north and bring the Static D with him, right? He has so many ramps. It's kind of crazy. I actually never really thought about this, but this map looks really defensive with these kind of weird ramp setups. It's kind of a cool map, to be honest. It feels like the middle is like a brawling arena, and the outside are like all of these ramps where you can just shoot down into the arena and just kill everything. Oh, did he cancel the Nidus or did it finish? Oh, it did finish. There it is. So now charge is done. Now charge is done. The Zealot... Oh, he just got it. We do see a Nidus in the north here. Can Classic find that though? He's roaming in the middle. His High Templars are not charged up. Does he have energy for an overcharge? Almost! Almost. He does have a bunch of cannons, but in the end he's gonna move to the Archon. He does push in with his own force. Oh, that's gonna be 2 Lurkers here with 1 Disruptor hit. Rarely see those. And the Static D is actually buying a lot of time there and dealing a bunch of damage to the units, to the army from Classic, but he will be able to kill this base and he will fall back, and he could just kind of sandwich this army. Shin needs to recognize this. He needs to run away. He needs to go into the Nidus Swarm. Now Classic is there. Classic's gonna jump on him. He's gonna blink his Stalkers up there. He's gonna clear all of these Lurkers. That's a very expensive loss. Shin is trying to move in with more Lurkers here and coming with Lynx. Lynx against Colossi. No, no, no. Oh, no. It's +2 Colossi, man. You can't walk with, like, even 40 Lynx. You cannot walk under 4 Colossi. It's not how this matchup works. Even though he killed 2. Like, he lost the Lynx. He lost the Lurkers. He lost the whole push. He lost so much there. And you can see this reflected in the supply. He's at 140 supply barely, and Classic 170. He's making Mothership, he's remaking the double Colossi he lost. Look at the kills on these guys. It's a Master on 16 and the freaking Executor of Lynx specifically with 24 kills, that guy. And this base, yeah, it's set up, it's here, but it's not possible to mine from here. There's no reinforcement way because this base was killed and never reset up. So now this is just like a big placeholder which is gonna die, and another investment gone south here for Shin. Things are looking better and better for Classic, who is expanding into his own 5th base right now. He has kept this base alive, by the way, which got attacked earlier by the Lurkers, which in the end did not focus fire on the base. And this might be a last hurrah here from Shin. If he does not get a good trade with this one, well, what are you gonna do? Pulling 2 Colossus is quite nice. He gets the Tempest as well. He gets the Disruptor before it can shoot. And he's charging in with the Hydras, but Storm is going to be there to counteract, and of course, well, that makes it even more difficult to charge out again. 2 more Tempests join the fray here, so Lurkers are not going to have a fun time, but he does not have the good vision there, so no Oracle, unfortunately. Remaining from the early game means no tax, so the Lurkers are actually, yeah, going to be able to get away here and hold the position even against the army from Classic. Now, of course, this game is not over yet. Shin can always try to re-expand, try to gain control again. He still has a good fortified setup here on his other bases. He still has a lot of mining going on. He still has 69 probes, which is also quite nice, or drones, I should say. And he still has a formidable army, which is difficult to engage into. Oh, but losing 2 Vipers would be quite insane. Now, if he could kill this base and kill this base as well and just get out, and kill the probes, oh my god, like these probes are trying to get here. Oh, the Nidus did get killed, so there's no quick retreat here. This base gets cancelled. This is a little bit of a base trade, but I think if Classics just stands here in between the rallies, he did keep this Nexus alive. If he remakes the other one in the north or makes another one in the south, he should be fine there. And you can always recall here as Classic. Now he's gonna gum in, he's gonna snipe the tech, and then he might just recall out. He might just not even want to fight the army here from... Oh, he did recall in! He did recall reinforcements into the fray. Oh, all of the Templars, the high storms on the ramp! Oh, Cluster F! He does lose most of the High Templars, though a little bit sloppy there too. The Lurker spines, but he's starting to chuck more and more storms. One more storm, please, on the ramp, Mr. Templar. Woohoo! The Hydras are starting to try and get out of that situation. There's one more storm ready on the bottom of the ramp. Oh my god, man! It's a freaking death zone. The Colossus is having a field day as well. They had 32 kills on this guy. GG's called. Shin does lose the first game. Classic, immaculate trading. Wow, really good game. I like this map, man. It feels like a brawling map. I don't think I've ever seen really a map play like this in StarCraft 2 for a long time. This feels like a very fun map, man. Ruby Rock, I'm a big fan. Even though it doesn't look, on first glance, it doesn't look like something special, it just feels so cool if you actually see games on this. It's like a lot of fighting, a lot of movement, and a lot of weird situations where these ramps are just, they're granting you so much possibility, so much space on top, but they're also granting you a lot of space on the bottom to come in and get a big flank setup, and actually are not that great to have. It's kind of weird. It feels like sometimes they're amazing, sometimes they're just amazing for the counterattacker, you know, for the surround. It's really crazy. It really comes down to how the engagement works, how the execution is, and how the people are playing is. It's really cool. It really feels like a brawling style. Alright, let's get into the second map here. Tourmaline, Leather Edition. And the top right, we get Zerg player down 1-0. Can he come back? At the bottom left, we do have Classico, the arguably best Protoss currently. I think he's pretty much the best Protoss currently. But of course, his patch was the last patch. It's a new patch. He has been performing insanely well on this one as well, but he is not untouchable. And we saw that in his RSL run, for example. He did lose a few times. And for example, Reyna seems to be his kryptonite. if Reina makes it through the open bracket for RSL and the offline, and yeah, he will hit Classic. Well, Classic might just be out in this, in the round of 4 basically. He already has a seed into the round of 4 from his RSL wins, of course. He did win the first 2 seasons. And the 3rd season was won by Hero, barely, by the way, very on a knife's edge there against Maru, who now has to fight his way to the open bracket. That's kind of sad, but yeah, I guess that's what happens. But that was like a full... I'm pretty sure we went down to the reset and it won the 2-1 as well. So it was like, it came down to the last map between those two. That was a lot of fun there, watching those games. But of course, Classic, I'm pretty sure he went down in a round of 4, which is not a bad result, but it's not a win, right? It's not a championship. And the best Protoss in the tournament was unarguably Hero, who managed to win the championship, RSL number 3. Of course, Hero does always perform quite nicely on new patches. In the early stages, the dawn of the patch, and it's just because he loves to be aggressive, and if there's new things to explore in aggression, well, he will be one of the first ones to have a sharp timing, a sharp execution that is enabled by some new interaction that's possible because of a patch, for example. So always be on the lookout for that guy after a patch, probably when he's at his strongest, but it doesn't have to be, right? Like when he repopularized that blink style, or kind of reinvented that was basically during a very low patch area. There was a lot of stagnance in the matchup as well for a very long time. Oh, can he get the drone? No, Shin! Can't believe it, man. The Hero Adept. Classic gets the drone. Classic has insane execution. He really knows what to do with each unit to get, like, that's something you would say, like, people like Zest, for example, or like Hero, right? Hey, they get so much value out of their units. Classic might not have be the craziest micro. Well, he of course has good micro. He just knows what to do and what he wants to do. He's so decisive, I guess, with his units, so yeah. And it works out brilliantly for him. Now, Shin, of course, not a slouch, one of the best 3 Zergs in Korea. One of the only 3 Zergs in Korea. Still sticking on hatchery tech here for now. Could start a lair at any point. Of course, he still needs the gas. Double Oracle coming in here. It's gonna find the tumor, is not gonna commit for it. We'll see this one, which is gonna snap. And he tried to kill the lava, but he will have to settle for the cocoon. Oh, he gets the cancel there. And he gets the second lava as well. Now the oracles have been a little bit overly aggressive, I want to say, sometimes for Classic, where to the point where he did lose them from here to there. Oh, does he get one more? No. But in the end, like, his early game oracles are quite nice, very difficult to deal with. But you can see he's definitely trying to keep them alive more than he's actually trying to go for the dives. He wants to have them in a position where he can always pull them back. And by pulling back, meaning where he can always float back to his nexus without having to use a recall. So he doesn't really go for the dive-throughs, as you see other players do. Oh, Stalkers! Oh no! They're getting caught here. Very nice catch for Shin, but he... Oh, actually, against 3 Oracles, he loses a lot of links there for that 1 Stalker, so maybe... maybe I spoke too soon. Overlord speed? Drop-a-lord? Oh, Shin, you nasty boy. So he did go for a lair, so he can get detection in case of DTs. But yeah, there's of course no DTs. Oh, okay. I was like, where's the hole? The adept is the hole. There's the queen drop. There's 3 oracles. Oh, he did just see the drop a lot, I want to say. He's definitely gonna see it now. The queen's already dropping out. He knows it. He was trying to spread out the oracles. I wonder what for. He needs to pull them back. They need to be back at home. Does snipe an overlord. He has a bunch of stalkers. Does he have any static D? He's just making a couple of cheap batteries right now, so they're not ready yet. He wants to delay this. Maybe throw down a stasis ward if he can. If he can throw down a stasis ward. He's actually saving up the energy for now here on these oracles. Of course, Ravagers can just buy that. Oh, if he gets the overlord, that would be amazing. That's only 1 overlord. I have to say, Shin, you're playing this very risky. You kind of want to have some to drop some creep with this, so you can keep on transfusing. If he just shoots the overlord, I mean, you kind of need to drop a creep gem at that point. That doesn't matter though in this second. The queens are here, they're dealing with the oracles, and that's good enough, but Classic blinks in again. He just has a lot of units, and that might just be enough to, well, just not care. And what Shin has here, oh my god, is he gonna go up 2-0 here? I'm pretty sure he's gonna defend this push quite handily. Yeah, there we go. Classic is gonna win the second map, just like that. Just like that. Next map is gonna be Celestial Enclave. That's a macro map. Kind of. Back base, backdoor base. That's a very fun map to see. Classic up 2-0. Can you make it to 3-0 here? Can you just pull through the win? In the bottom, we have the man who needs a comeback wonder right now. It's Shin, and he's already doing something funny here. Moving out with the first drone. Really wants to get this hatchery down immediately, by the way. This is... Oh my god, is he actually going for a proxy hatch? Oh, you can proxy in the back! Of course! Of course! And in the top right we do have... Classic, by the way, yeah. Oh no, I say it's a macro map. Maybe it's a cheese map. Oh my god, proxy hatch. You can't even mine from this. And there you go. And of course, Classic doesn't know about this. No, where's gonna be the spawning pool? Is he gonna bring spine crawlers? Is this gonna be like a full-on push? It could be. The Classic's alarm bells should go off, but not yet. He needs to confirm the backdoor base first. Because you can also just go for the backdoor first. Oh, so he does not check it. Ah, he already checked in his own back. There we go, so he knows what's going on. He's gonna throw down a second gateway. Oh, that forge, does it block? No. No, a Cybernetics going to forge. Okay, I don't hate this. A forge could be kind of cool. Does it block the Nexus? I think it does. Oh, I hope it doesn't. Oh, I hope it doesn't. It looks like it would. Like, based on this circle thing. It looks like it would. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. Damn. Classic. Okay. Let's just say it does not block the base. Okay, he's gonna cannon rush this hatchery. That's kind of cool. It's gonna be a queen, and there's gonna be roaches, so he wants to pool the lava. Can he make this work? This is already scouted, there's already cannon going up. Shin? Is this the 3-0 you're looking for? Oh, did he actually? We're gonna find out in 50 minerals. Okay, it's not blocked. Oh, thank god. It does overlap if you look at the circles, like quite a bit, but it does not block, so there you go. He didn't measure that beforehand, so thank godness. Only one cannon. He can always place one more on the high ground. But, I mean, the queen is probably just gonna throw down a creep tumor, I would assume. He's not going for the... What is the probe for? Oh, it's just for blocking. So you can shoot him down with a cannon. Oh, you need to run. You need to throw down the creep. Oh, this is so bad here for Shin right now. It's insane. And he doesn't want to throw down the creep right now because he's gonna get sniped by the zealot. And the adept is gonna be here and sniping the queen. But he has 3 roaches. He can just walk up into the main. There's nothing to deal with this right now. Oh, that's a lot of damage here, but already getting cornered. Oh, he's gonna morph Ravagers with the hurt ones. He did make another drone. Is he gonna make another proxy hatch? He loses one before morphing into a Ravager, and he does break free. He does by his own comrade though. The Roach does die. And 2 adepts here trying to kill... Oh my god, the Ravager eats a shot from the cannon and it's just too much. Now this adept can finish off this last Ravager egg and it's gone. So this did not go as planned. There's a Nexus already up on the other side. The hatchery is there, but that's not how you want to have this. Have this look. I mean, it's 70 probes to 29 workers. It's actually quite a nice lead here, but he has the double chrono boost, so he should be able to catch up. Maybe he lost more workers than I thought. Yeah, 9 workers did go down, so maybe that was just enough for Shin here to make this actually work. He's gonna go immediately into the 3rd base. I like this greed right now here from him. He sees there's 1 stalker, he sees there's 2 gates, he sees there's 2 depths. There's no warp gate. It was never researched. And he sees this. Now there's a Stargate on the way. There's still no warp gate. And finally Classic starts it. So there's even no warping potential, there's no real aggressive potential. Like, he would need to just constantly produce from his gateways, but it's such a slow production. The Shin can just be Mr. Greed behind this. He can do whatever he wants right now. There's no oracles coming his way, he doesn't need any spores, he doesn't need any queens right now, except for lava injects. He's like a drone chilling in his attack group, I guess. And once this 3rd base is gonna be up, it's gonna be exploding in his macro cycles here. He's gonna get some more gas. He does have enough gas for a lair, and he should probably get this after this queen. He needs to get out some queens eventually here against the oracles, which are gonna come in a moment. First oracle is gonna go across the map, but timings are so far off. As I said, Classic should be able to recover in the probe count, and he actually is catching up to Shin's worker count, and he's setting up another base here in the back, which is going to be defended quite nicely. I like this choice, also the position. And the oracle is across the map. It's starting to do some harassment here. Gets 1 and a 2nd probe here and 1 egg. 2 workers and an egg. The forge is there, so let it spin and get the wheel of fortune and upgrades going. Twilight Council on the way. He's skipping on the 3rd oracle because he kind of needs to get out his ground tech ASAP. You want to go into... He saw the 3rd base. He's like, all right, man, we need some blink. We need some AoE here ASAP to deal with your follow-up. It might just not be in time. There's no big pressure he can play right now. He went for the oracles. I don't like the choice. For once, you don't need the oracles to secure your 3rd base on this map because you have the walled-in entrance and you have this backdoor base, right? So you don't need the oracles to defend the link floods. So why go for them at all? I don't like this choice. It could have been an earlier Twilight Council, it could have been an earlier Templar Archives. Could have gone for Archon Drop with the Templar Archives and the, what is it called? The Storm as a follow-up. Now he has just his oracles sitting here, and they're not going to do anything against the Hydro push. Unless he gets some good stasis. Templar Archives finally on the way, but... Charge, Templar Archives. Everything feels so slow in comparison. +1 Ori on the way here. And Shin should just be too powerful in his follow-up attack. He can just also pick off these walls with the Hydralisks, of course. So the walls are not going to be great here for Classic in the mid-stage of the game here, mid-game stages. You don't see the Hydra transition, but there's gonna be a Spire on the way, so... Actually, Shin is saying like, you know what? You're already trying to counteract my Hydralisks. Let me actually make something different. Let's get a Spire, let's make 6 Mutas, and let's kill your probe lines, because there's nothing. No shield battery, no cannon, nothing. So he's going now for the Archon drop, which is outside of vision, so that's good for him. And if he gets a scout on the Spire, he might be able to counteract with Phoenix or anything to try and keep himself alive here. Oh, there's already 3 Hydras waiting down here. The Warp Prism should be going in here anytime. He's actually chilling over here in the north, but there's 3 Hydras in this group as well. He does lose all 3 to the Archons. They're nice focus fire by Classic, but that was already a lot of damage here on this Warp Prism. And as soon as Hydra range is done, you can't do this anymore. He's even going for +1 flyer attack. Are we gonna see a bunch of Mutas soon here? Or is this for a later transition? Shen is trying to move in here, but his army is a little bit disjointed. The Hydras are kind of slacking behind. So he doesn't really get the best trade. The Lynx have to kind of abandon ship here and not just dying against the Archons. He did do a recall on the Prism to have the Archons back home, but the Hydras are starting to fall, and that's when you know your army is falling apart as a Zerg player. Now 11 Mutas, 12 Mutas, they should be enough to just kill this, straight up. If you just magic box that, you focus down on the Archons, and then only 2 Stalkers without Blink, I think. Yeah, so... Mutas, man. He's making a Phoenix right now. Pretty sure Classic is dead. Gotta go for the Archon. A little bit greedy if you ask me, but I guess it's the more destructive force here in this setup. Now he sees the Phoenix, but it doesn't matter, it's only 1. Shin is just gonna deal too much damage here, and he does take the first map on his own part of the score table. Making it a 2-1. Next map is gonna be Taito Citadel. Just wanna start in a moment. I think I just need to pee here. Alright, 1 sec. Alright guys, here we are back again. Let's finish up this series, I want to say, but we don't know. It could be 2 games. Let's at least see what we'll get out of this next one here. In the bottom right of Taito Citadel, we do have Shin, and top left, it's classic, our Echelon of Protoss. Pinnacle. Oh, he even takes the correct spot. I can't believe it, it's amazing. That's the Protoss spot. It's a Protoss map, right? I mean, Protoss designed the map, so it should be for Protoss. Probe going across the map. Let's have a quick look at the map, since we haven't... I mean, it's one of the newer maps here. There's your natural base, of course. The main base, by the way, is kind of large. There's a lot of space to the right to build structures or hide even something. Then you have this natural base set up with 2 ramps kind of leading into this, but one has a destructible blockade. And then you have the 3rd base also still on your high ground here. So you kind of need to defend 3 ramps and you get 3 bases, which is kind of cute. So you can kind of sit your army in between here and kind of roam over there and roam over here, which does take you apart a little bit from those ramps, but you can always take this base. You can take the base in the north here, which is a little bit open, or the base here down to the south, which only has 1 entrance, so kind of leads yourself into this direction a little bit. And there's a gold base, by the way, and there's no gold base, so there's only 1 gold base on this map. It's an imbalanced map, of course, by design. But only in income. I don't think it does change the... Oh, it does change the total value, since there's only 6 patches and not 8. I kind of like the 8 patch option we had on what it was, the Evil Heart, I think. Which had like 8 gold patches. There's your Stargate. And there's your 3rd base. There's your 3rd base. Let's see. And you kind of sees the drone. He's like, oh, I can intercept this. And then he's like, oh wait, you already have this. Well, let's go away. Adept. I mean, remember one game he was able to snipe with the Adept, the drone that was trying to make the hatchery, which led to a huge delay. Ling is gonna get a good scout though. He sees the Oracle even being made, so no Void Ray first, which means your Overlord is gonna be safe for a moment longer. You can use them a little bit longer for scouting. You can have them moved out of your main base, still there on the periphery of your own bases. Always nice to get that confirmation. A probe. Oh, that was a mistake, huh? I mean, he's not gonna go across the map and make like a a pylon and 16 gateways or something. By the way, you can kind of block this area off. And then you only have like 1 entry to defend over here as well. I kind of like this map for like a 3-base setup, maybe even for like 6 bases, right? You can get these 3 in the corner, then the other ones don't seem too far away. But what beyond that? And actually, are they not really like, they feel there's a lot of space to attack, all right? So they're quite open. Double Oracle going across the map, Twilight on the way here, double gas being taken behind this to bolster up for that eventual Templar tech switch. Classic is looking good so far. Gets a Crypt Tumor. Again, not really going for the deep dive. He's shooting at the Queen, but he does not go for the drones. Now he runs into extra Queens. Oh my god, he loses an Oracle! Well, that was good done. Well done by Shin. Snipes the first Oracle, definitely pushing Classic there into a corner, and Classic was a little bit greedy with this. What is this kind of crystal? It's not a healing zone. Hey, what about like air-only healing zones, right? Wouldn't that be funny? Like something which is only reachable, which has like a not a droppable terrain or something, right? There's your adepts though, he made quite a few. We do see 6 here, Shade around right now, but he's just gonna abandon ship of course, because he doesn't really want to lose them only to Lynx. He has no glaives on these, so he needs to get them back home to safety. Home, he's losing one. To safety. Oracles are here. And Shin is taking the gold. He's actually reaching out for the gold base as a fourth base. So that's kind of crazy. There could be a big potential, well, timing window which he could exploit with Lingbane Hydra. And specifically that gold base. He might want to add a macro hatch or just like a hatch on a regular position to get up a lava production facility more here. Because he's transferring drones. Oh, he's actually not making any more drones. Yeah, this is a Lingbane all-in. There's a Lingbane all-in with a gold base as a backup for this one. That means his all-in, like what it does is it does strengthen the income. While he would usually also be on 69 workers, this is 69 workers, but it feels like it's 80 workers or something, right? Or maybe 75 or so. So it's gonna buff his attack. He's gonna have just a little bit more oomph behind this. That means he can throw that money at what he wants. What used to be an all-in with the gold base could be a transitional play. It could be something with a little bit more tech behind it. It could be just a few more units. There's a lot of choices to be made here for Shin in this situation, and it seems like the first choice is gonna be to run in Lynx, snipe some probes here on the other side, and then he kind of needs to defend at home here. There's one more group of Lynx. I wonder why he has so many overseers with his Lynx running around. Classic is just roaming the map. He's trying to control the map. There's already +1 done, so you want to go here as Shin. He's morphing the first few Banes. There's no Bane speed though, right? Oh, there is Bane speed already, so he actually has the extra HP as well there. Classic is trying to push this gold base here. If he can snap the gold base, well, it could be a wrench into the work here, into the gears for Shin, and that's a great stasis trap there in the north here. Can he snipe all of the Hydras over on that side? It does not seem like that's the case, but another stasis trap here being made. The Oracle does die though, but in the end the stasis goes off, so all of the units there in the north are frozen for Shin. Imagine if he had those, or even half of those in this fight. Classic is trying to push in, but we see the Lynx getting unfrozen. Maybe it's just a little bit too much. Recall happening. The Lynx do have +1. They're actually dealing a lot of damage to these recalled Stalkers, and not too many probes did die. Only 3 did bite the dust. So this base, it's still alive. It still has 10 workers on gold mines. So we are still cruising as Shin, and as his units unfroze and all of his stuff is ready. I think he also run in some Banes here. We did not look at that because we were watching the main fight here, of course. And yeah, he did do some counter damage. You can have a quick look at. Oh, he actually killed 20 probes in total, so he killed probably like 10 to 15 workers there with that Bane run by he set up earlier. Now that was a nice defense there by Classic, but what about these Lynx walking into the natural, into the main? Classic, can he defend this? It's gonna be another big bunch of Lynx. Oh, Lynx even in the third base, killing some Stalkers oddly. 26 workers. Oh my god. It's a disaster indeed. Shin is definitely a very tempo-based player here. That was some sick moves. And behind us, he's just been macroing up. He's just been reinforcing his army. Let's have a look at what he has. A bunch of Lynx running over there. There's some Hydras accumulating under the Overlord balloons. And Classic's income is in shambles. 27 workers. Let's have a look at the actual income. It's 1,300 to about 3,000 here for Shin, who's just thrown down another hatchery. He's thrown down another spire, another tech building here. Not another spire, but another tech building. Another bunch of banelings. And if he can just fend off this army, he doesn't even need this base. Yeah, he's just gonna abandon. He's just gonna abandon the base because it's about to run dry on... I mean, it's not as dry, but it's about to run dry on 3 of the patches, which is gonna halve the income anyways, right? By the way, that's the rest of the economy. That's the rest of the economy, and that's gonna be gone Nexus as well. Man, +1 links are amazing sometimes. Now, he still needs to deal with this army, and that's not a small task. Can he make this happen? Nice force fields on the right. If he focus fires the Colossi into this freaking nook, he might be able to just shred half of the army within a few instants, but in the end, the flank looks just too strong here, and Classic is gonna GG Shin. Just take the map. That was a very beautiful engage there on the last fight. Even though it looked quite good for Classic in the first few seconds there with the nice force fields on the right side, completely cutting off that half of the army, but which just wasn't enough. Shin takes the game there. Too many run-bys did succeed. And when he ran in like the big group of +1 links into the main base and the natural at the same time, that was just too much. He killed what, 30 probes? Like more than half of the economy. Nothing did survive. Only like 25 probes or something were left over to 65 drones on 4 bases. No way. Now, in the bottom right, Shin, can he actually complete the comeback? It's a reverse sweep so far. Can he keep it up? He only needs one more. It is Shin in the top left. We do have Classic, who's kind of been falling apart the last 2 games. So can he kind of recompose here? Find his posture again. And establish himself into a solid position here, or just find a sharp timing himself to grab a win. The map is Winter Madness. It's one of the more standard maps in this map pool this time. And yeah, it's one of these maps that don't get picked but also don't get vetoed. So those tend to be the more standard maps. On paper, I still like Shin's chances here a little bit more than Classic's, but just because I think there's a lot of potential to go up to a bunch of bases, and well, counterattacks have been amazing from Shin, so if he can get that going again, yeah, I can see him do well on this map. Now, is Classic finally gonna mix it up, or are we gonna see another Stargate? I'm pretty sure we will see that Stargate again. Like, why would he, right? And there it is. I was kind of hoping for a Twilight, but of course it's gonna be that Stargate, as it usually does here for the Protoss player in this matchup. It's kind of funny how things have shifted. It used to be Stargate and Oracles in PvT for a very long time, like each time, and now it's in PvZ. Every PvZ you see the Stargate here, basically. And it used to be like Adept Glaives. There used to be so many glaive all-ins against Zerg and glaive openings. Which didn't went away completely, but you'll definitely see them more as a cheesy play these days. It's a little bit hard to transition out of those. But yeah, it used to be all Templar tech, right? With the Archon drops and stuff. DTs, High Templars with Storm eventually. And the Archon drop for like, I don't know, 3 years or so, straight up, right? There's your first Oracle. Of course, these days, with a buff on the Spire, right? It feels weird to say, but this even kind of forces, quote-unquote, the Protoss more into a Stargate play, because you need to have that access to Phoenix. You want to discourage the Zerg. It's probably my most favorite line from day 9 as a caster. You want to discourage the Zerg player from going Mutalisks. Oh, is he gonna actually get the Stalker here? No, the Oracle is gonna be there to save it. The Overlord is not gonna get away, and Shin has to abandon this plan. That looked kind of funny for a moment. Baneling Nest? Okay, and then decides into an evolution chamber. Would have been an interesting position for a Baneling Nest, I want to say. He's only sitting at 38 drones so far. I mean, yeah, he's actually going up into way more here. 7 more on the production tab there for a second. Oh boy! Woo, he's the lucky one. We're gonna keep this guy selected. He came so close to death there. If Classic would have been a tiny bit more on point, that drone would have been already dead. Oh, that's a good stasis here. Ah, very last second pro pull or worker pull there from Shin. It's gonna... what does it say? Oh my god. It's gonna counteract the worst here, but this is actually quite bad. That's a bunch. That's at least 6-7 workers here not mining. Classic is gonna keep his Adept safe. The Nexus has 2 Adepts to keep it healthy as well, and this amount of links is not gonna change that. +1 again here for Shin. It did do well for him last game. Can he make it happen again? Stalker definitely is not a good choice to have against links here in a wall, but it's gonna counteract just fine. And let's have a quick look at the potential bases which Shin could take here to his advantage. It's really only the gas that's accessible as a income booster without going too deep on the investment of workers, right, and supply. So it's not that big of a deal, unless you get it in the very, very early stages as a Zerg player. Templar Archives on the way here, about to finish up. We do have a Robo as well coming in. There's a shield battery about to finish here, so this should be okay. He might still lose some workers. No, that was a great timing on the shield battery. And the Baneling Nest is starting up here. It has not been scouted yet. The Oracles and the Adepts, they could actually get a cancel in space. Now Shin is trying to come in for the defense, but it might just be a little bit too much burst power here. He needs to focus on the Oracles, and he does get a kill on this one. Now, he was trying to get through the wall in the meantime, but there was a Stalker warp in behind the wall, so nothing really happened there. Now he's going to try to get some Zealots. I mean, as good as surrounds are, you're surrounding Zealots with a shield battery, healing them up. I'm not sure if that's exactly what you really want to surround there with links only. The links do have +1 though, so they chew through those units quite nicely, but you could see that shield battery really kept that one Zealot alive for a long time. Let's check on our drone. It's still mining healthily some minerals here from the early game. Thank God. We can give him a name. I'm gonna call him Yoshi. So Yoshi is just mining healthy minerals, eating those up. Maybe he can eventually get to or become a building or something, a spore, you know. It can even still move, right? And he can shoot, he can fight. Now he just kills the Stalker in the wall and he pulls back. Now, Classic hasn't really been pushing any Stalkers across the map. That's because he doesn't go for Blink. Now, if Shin actually catches wind of this, he could always go into a Spire. But this is a very charge-heavy composition. There's a second Stargate on the way though. Oh, that's some nice zapping there on the Oracles. Getting a lot of extra damage here. This has been only Link so far. I mean, Link's a hatchery and an Overlord. There's no gas been lost. Oh, he shoots down an Oracle. That's the first Ghastly unit revealed, and it immediately kills an important unit here for Classic, especially at this transition point where he's going into the Fleet Beacon and the extra Stargate to try and pump out some Carriers and Tempests. Now if he goes into Tempest, it hurts even more that he lost the Oracle because, well, he wanted to have that for Revelations. Now we do see Shin is just going into a very macro-oriented play here. He says, alright, I think I don't really have a timing here. You look pretty good defended there on your 3-4 base setup, so let's just go into Lurkers. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's sitting on 4 bases himself, should probably think about a 4th base. There's the drone going out here right now, making that one into the more bottom area of the map. And oh, our drone did move, by the way. It got transferred to the fresh base, so it's a little bit more exposed now. Let's see if it ever gets killed. Yoshi here. Now Shin does see the army movement here from Classic, and his Lurkers are quite out of position. He needs to move them back. They're not that fast if they're not on creep. But Classic is only roaming a little bit. He doesn't really want to fight. He wants maybe to throw out a few storms to shoot a few units and then walk back. He just wants to say like, hey, I'm here, don't go and attack me. That's basically what he's saying. Don't come and attack me. But Shin doesn't matter. He's a momentum based player. He loves to attack, he loves to fight, and he loves to run into stasis traps with half of his army, because that's just what he does. But he still is extremely dangerous. He did forget to make Baneling speed, so these Banes are actually slow. They don't have the extra HP. And, oh, he loses the Oracle there again. This wall gets busted. No more Stalkers. The reinforcements catching a few units, but who's catching who here? Seems like Classic's reinforcements, Classic's interception actually did catch the reinforcements correctly. In the end, these Lurkers are gonna die, but they're still trading. Not that terrible, and maybe he can on the tail end get a few more key units. If he could only kill like 2 more of these Immortals, for example, or snipe that Archon, that would be nice. The Templar, whatever he can get here is going to be worthwhile, but he needs to be careful not to overinvest into this one. Now we do see a Spire on the way here. I really want to see some Baneling speed, by the way, just to get that extra HP on those Banes. Because whenever you want to do a run-by with Banes and you have cannons like this set up already, well, it just helps so much, right? I think they do eat 1 more shot from cannons with the +5. I'm not 100% sure. Yoshi here, still mining. Now the game is calming down a little bit. Classic re-establishing his wall, should probably warp in a cannon or 2 at this as well, or maybe a shield battery for his warped in unit to hold the door basically. He's gonna lose this nexus, should try to establish, and he's gonna roam over there. That's a bait though. And in the meantime, oh, Shin did burrow his Lurkers way too far behind here. Now he does again get links into the main base. If he can snipe the pylon for the +3, if he can kill the forge, that would be disastrous. So he does delay the +3. If he could kill the forge, that would be amazing. He's gonna lose a Lurker here on the retreat, and then he makes it back to his static defense. He makes it back to his creep. The creep is not really great this game though. It's quite lackluster, and we already do have a bunch of Tempests here working on the Overlords and on the Overseers, on everything basically from the Zerg player here. Shin, again, the links, denying another 4th base here. Prop is not there yet, but it will get caught. Actually, no! So he will not deny this base? Oh my god, he will deny this base. Come on, deny it already! And he does. That was okay. That wasn't great, it wasn't amazing, it was okay. I want to say that was okay. Now we do have Adrenaline on the way here. You kind of want to start +2, I feel like, on your melee for the extra oomph there for the links here. It feels like Shin is not really playing this to his fullest potential. He has 85 drones, he has a bunch of income, but I'm not sure if stuff is not split correctly, or if he's just a little bit too afraid. Now, Classic is starting to push in a little bit here, but I mean, honestly, this army looks so difficult to deal with. Look at this. 6 High Templars, a Mothership, an Oracle, 2 Stalkers, 6 Tempests, 5 Archons, 8 Immortals, 6 Zealots. It's a terrible, terrible spot to attack into. Now, Shin, nonetheless, is gonna try here. He has a bunch of Corruptors. He has a bunch of Lurkers. He's coming in for the push, for the shove. Can he do it? He's just losing units to Storm here. At least he gets an Archon in return. Link's not really doing much against a bunch of Zealots with +2 here, about to have +3 in a moment. They feel quite powerful. Now, we do see finally +2 on the menu here for our Zerg player. Oh, those Tempests are so exposed. Why are they so far forward? Lucky for him, he did not run into the Corruptors here. And all of the static D that Shin invested earlier into is finally starting to pay off. Really slow down these run-bys here. Now there is the caster force here from the Zerg. The hooks for the mothership here and every other air unit. I think you can hook it again, right? But it doesn't fly, like move as much or something. He's just gonna go in. He just wants to hit it. And he wants to kill it. Can Shin pull off the miracle? Can he win a fight against his army? He does snipe the mothership, but he loses a lot of units for this one. If we take a look at the battle report, you can see Shin did not destroy nearly as much. He lost basically way more than Classic in this fight. Oh, that's a nice snipe. By the way, Yoshi is still mining. Meanwhile, Classic is moving back. Oh, this could be a potential bad spot here. I mean, there's still 2 Archons below these Tempests, but if you could snipe all of these Tempests and reset the count... Ooh, so many Tempests going down. 2 do survive, and the Archons did deal a lot of damage. Now these Hydras are trying to funnel through this double super block area there. Oh my god. He does see them. Does he move anything? He is moving stuff. One transfuse? No, not gonna happen. But he wants to focus on the aggression here. He wants to see what he can get done across the map. Counterattack is the name of his clan. Not really, but it's the name of the game for Shin and has always been. Now these Zealots are still holding strong here, not enough reinforcements there to actually clear this out. Can he make something work with this attack? He does kill a base. Can he get the second one? That would be kind of key here. If he can get 2 bases and only loses one himself or only loses a drone line himself, well, I give him a good chance, because Classic is starting to run dry on money and he's starting to run dry on income. He still has a little bit of a bank here, 3,000. He still has a bunch of good units, but yeah, Shin unfortunately unable to make the miracle happen here. Classic is gonna win this best of 5, just barely actually. Like, Shin almost had him there. Yeah, coming back 3 maps in a row against a caliber player like Classic was just not possible. That was nice. So now let's watch some PvP. I want to see some Clem again tonight. I'm going to Clem against Hero, a best of 5. And it's going to be the last series of the day, I think. Let's hop in. No further delay. In the top left we do have Liquid's Clem, and in the bottom right we have Hero. Yo Theory, good to see you. Hope you're having a good one. Now this map is a little bit weird. It's actually a quicker map than you'd think, and the rush distance is just not as long. And well, that can be quite good for 2-base pushes, for example, but would Clem go into a 2-base push against Hero? Well, he might, but maybe Hero would just do a one base aggression against Clem. Gate. Cybercore. He's gonna make it down here, of course. Cybercore completing the wall here against the Reaper. It's gonna make a Zealot. And there's your odd max specs opening. Now it's kind of weird that he went with this area, which is blocked. So he kind of has to walk around here and get up this way. And he also didn't move back the probe, so he also did not mine out any of these. Could have mined out 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you need 4 probes for that? No, you need to build a geyser over here. You can, I think you can mine the mineral, go into the geyser, get a gas, get back, get another mineral. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And this has been scouted by Clem now. Now Clem knows it. I think this might have been the worst position you could have put the gate, right? Hey, there's a vision blocker, but this is the natural path for the Reaper from the base, so why not build it over here, you know, where it's also closer. Now there's your Zealot, there's your Adept, there's gonna be a bunker on top. Oh, he's even gonna save that SCV here. He was desperately trying to get any damage done here right now. He's gonna hit that reactor and even microing the SCV into the bunker. They're dodging the shot from the Adept, very nicely done. Oh, he's focus firing with the bunker onto the Adept here. He loses the first SCV, but it doesn't really matter. He has the command center up behind us anyways, right? He's gonna go into Cyclone. The Reaper's gonna try to snipe the Adept here. And I think he just has enough right now. He can just go for it. Oh, no, 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 not if you get hit by the Zealot. Oh, God. Oh, Clem, mistake there. So much for that. And yes, we all did see that. There's no way to hide this now. Stargate. Hero. Going the odd routes, yeah. Phoenix. Into Phoenix Colossus, most likely. But scrappy games are pretty good for Phoenix. But they usually, like, Phoenix don't actually win you games. They just make you not lose games, right? There's no like sick Phoenix timing you can do to completely dislodge your enemy. You can do Phoenix harassment all the time. But that's about it. Maybe you can like fight an army very well and then have the superior ground force, you know, because you did do some good lifts and stuff. But that's it. There's like no sick Phoenix timing or something like that. Clem, I like this, kind of keeping these two mech units a little bit behind here to try to intercept any of the reinforcements. And yeah, of course Hero is Hero because he's... Oh my god! What is Clem doing tonight, man? Liquid Clem, he killed the Cyclone. Now that's actually a very big deal. Now he's gonna lose the tank most likely because he cannot get it back home. There's nothing to clear out the the Phoenixes on going back home here. Oh my god, he might just lose the game because he killed the Cyclone. He's gonna mass repair the tank. He's gonna mass repair the tank. And the tank is not gonna die. The Marines, oh my god, is he gonna mass repair the Medivac as well? Oh no, it just died. Of course, the bonus damage from the Phoenix there on the light is a little bit too strong there. Tank is being armored, of course, and yeah, does not take that bonus damage from the Phoenix. Why did he shoot his own Cyclone, man? Oh no, the Viking, it's getting lifted. So this is a mess of a game, I have to say. I love it already. Hero is going for this base, by the way. He still needs to mine out one more block to open up the pathway. He has about 5 Phoenix, I want to say now. One is very low. He's going into Forge Twilight setup. But of course that's quite late. There is no Colossi yet, so no AoE. Is he only operating on one gate? No, there's actually two. But Hero's kind of just using Phoenix right now. He has one Stalker and two Adepts. If Clem just walks across the map and pulls all of his SCVs, he could probably just kill Hero. Hero's actually keeping up Phoenix production, so he's going up to 6. We have Protoss C stop at some random numbers from time to time, and there we go, Adept Glaives. Yeah, it's Phoenix Glaives. There we go, with +1. Man. Oh, finally he mined that one out. So, he's basically gonna have the best army at shooting at tanks without killing them. It's kind of funny if you think about it, right? Why would you make Phoenix and then Adepts? Because the Adepts can't hit the units which are in the air, right? Oh no! That was a sick last second split, I want to say. That was a very good crisis management. He flew in, he knew, I'm too deep. And he perfectly split away 2 Phoenix there to avoid the big splash damage on top of all of these. He does get a bunch of damage on the Medivac, but that's gonna get repaired because it's a Clem Medivac. They always get repaired. He still has the bunker, by the way. Trying to shoo away these Phoenix over there. And it does work, but I mean, losing 2 Phoenix like that, if you make 6, that's a third of your army gone here, and it wouldn't be a hero game if there wouldn't be a second proxy gateway in one game. Glaive's about to finish up. He's about to have like 8 gates, I want to say. There's number 7 that just complete, and he has number 8 on the way, of course, which is going to be proxied here. 5 Phoenixes again, and he loses 1 more, so he goes back to 4. Now, Clem did see all of these Adepts, and he has the mines. He sees the Phoenix, he sees the Shades. The mines are not going to do anything now. Unfortunately, oh no. He's going to shade past these. They could do something for reinforcements. Come on, Clem, you need to hide your mines better. He also has a couple of mines behind here. This could be the best worst idea that Hero ever had. Trying to fight Widow Mines, Marines and tanks with just hundreds of Adept Glaives. Oh my god, the Widow Mine fire is gonna be so huge! 2 Phoenix not doing anything anymore, they just got shut down crazy. And they're trying to shade into the main, but there's depots, you know? Depots. They don't let you in. Third base, of course, is here. Clem's starting to push out now. Man, that attack fell flat. Let's have a look at the resources lost. It's 5k to 3k. That's insane. Clem does find the gateway. He's gonna shut down the proxy. He's gonna kill the last 2 Phoenixes eventually here. And here is trying to go into another base, trying to go into charge. There's the base number 4. That's not gonna happen though. He's trying to trade his Adepts right now for workers. But then let's have a look at the army. That's it. Let's have a look at Clem's army. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! He even has a Hellion. That's how much hell he is unleashing on this right now. So let's have a look at the army again. Slow, mother effing slow zealots. And 3 Phoenix, 1 sentry. Finally, charge is complete. Let's have a look at the Widow Mine shots. Oh, the army. There it is. The sentry did survive, by the way. That's kind of crazy. He comes with all the probes. If Liberators only had could use the AoE attack against workers. I mean, they float technically. GG Clem, after a couple of mistakes, for example shooting his own Cyclone, having some good moves after that, pulling the Phoenix into the Widow Mines, for example. Both players making a few crucial mistakes, it felt like, in that game, but nonetheless a lot of action a lot of execution-based results here for this one, and on top is the Terran in the end. Now let me quickly open the window while you guys can already have a look at the second map. It's gonna be Winter Madness. Alright. And this is Clem, this is Hero, and this is also Hero. Oh, this is so Hero. He went up to 200 minerals. Is he gonna throw down 2 gateways? I think he should. Or is he gonna go into a Stargate? I don't think so. I think he should just throw down 2 gates. Yeah, there it is. Is he gonna block a unit from himself? He moves away the probe for now. Tries to come in. Disguising this as a normal scout. Hello, I'm here, I'm looking to harass your SCV. Do you like Sentry second against Terran? Well, yeah, I like that free Phoenix scout. I'd gladly delay my attack a little bit. But it's a little bit of an issue if the Terran 2 base pushes you and your attack is delayed and you don't have the Stokers across the map to deal with it. So I still like it though. But yeah, I mean, we're not gonna see a sentry here in this game, that's for sure. At least not as a second unit. So whatever damage he can put on these SCVs, I don't think he should actually try to make them that low. He should actually hit like 1 hit as many SCVs as he can. So the Zealots, when the SCVs are pulled, are actually gonna just 2-shot them. I feel like that might have been better. If you really want to all in, I mean, he is extremely all in. This SCV is gonna find this eventually, I think. He's gonna start building this and eventually he's gonna glide over to the left while he's building, and then he's gonna reveal this area, which should see. Oh my god. Oh no. I mean, he made 2 Reapers. Lucky Clem. He's gonna throw down the bunker. He should cancel this base, by the way. Yeah, he sees the Stokers now. He should immediately cancel this one. He's gonna keep it there for now, but he should already cancel and replace this. See, if that would have been... I guess it's only Adepts that do 2-shot them if they have 1 health missing, right? Well, I guess that's fine then. Oh, he was missing vision there for a second, but this is not looking good for Clem. He still hasn't restarted this on the high ground. He doesn't have the money right now. And he needs to keep on producing, so he does not have the money. He has 3 Reapers in a bunker right now. Should probably use all of them to get across the map and try to shoot at the probes. There's only 1 shield battery that is not gonna hold through the Reaper fire from 3 Reapers very long. I mean, once he gets the Cyclone out, he's probably gonna commit with the Reapers. Oh, Clem! So he loses the depot, which technically opens the path. There's your sentry, by the way. But it was definitely not the second unit. And this one's for a force field. Oh, that 1 Reaper's kind of stuck there. He gets the second depot as well. And there's the sentry. So let's see if he can actually use this force field to his advantage. Of if he's still gonna lose all of these units. Oh, the Cyclone, it still has the lock on. No, Hero, what is he looking at? Like, why is he not microing his units? Like this, really? That's what he was doing, the Adept? Now he's gonna lose the gateways. I mean, this looks kind of good for Clem, doesn't it? I mean, the base is very late, okay? I'll give him that. And there's no tech really coming in for a while. The starport is very late. The only tech he has is like factory. So he makes cyclones because he can't really do anything else with those. And yeah. I mean, on the other side, we're just gonna get Blink, I guess? 2 more gates. Of course, the other ones are gonna get unpowered. There's a robo facility. He could just get a War Prism and go. But, like, Clem is only making units right now, so he kind of wants Hero to do that, right? He still has the bunker there. And if he ever can intercept the War Prism with the double Cyclone, But Hero is just chrono boosting probes. That's what he's doing. He might just get the Robo to eventually get Colossus tech out as fast as he can to kind of bolster his army and then go into the Twilight afterwards, get charge. Don't even care with Blink. He's gonna snipe this Marine, I guess. And then the Sentry is trying to get killed by those lock-ons, but that didn't work. Of course, these provide vision, by the way, so he exactly knows the timing of when this is starting to mine, really. And it also kind of shows the placement of the units that are shooting at it, of course. So, as obvious as this sounds, he knows where a bunch of units are tied up from Clem at this point in time. And this is Twilight, actually, so yeah. We'll commit into the War Prism route here. He's gonna throw down 2 more gateways. 4 gate, War Prism, Blink. Could be deadly, could be deadly. But already tank production on the way here. Double siege tank setting up on the low ground. We have even a Viking on the way. The Phoenix is gonna see all of this setup, but he does of course not get the information on the unit that's gonna pop from the Stargate, because it's a little bit too slow. Discharge, so no blink here, just going to charge. Hero wants to set up a 3rd base. He did skip on making probes for a long time at this point. He's just never saturated the geysers here. He's making a Dark Shrine, that's interesting. He's not setting up a 3rd base. So he wants to kill him. Wants to kill him with charge and then DTs. DTs are gonna be his insurance. But there's already a turret going up here for Clem. Clem is like, this is a scrappy game. What could happen to me? Oh wait, it's Hero. DTs, yeah, of course. So he sets up a turret. That's quite nice here for Clem. This could go into a very long game, actually, depending on if Hero can break Clem here right now or not. There's gonna be stim, but this is gonna be in time. There's no bunker in the natural, so these tanks are actually exposed. There's no tank on the high ground here. He's kind of playing this like a Blink. See, he's with a lot of units inside the main. He's playing this against Blink, but it's actually charge. Now he's gonna realize his mistake. All of his units are out of position. Everything's split up, but it's not Blink, so he loses half of the army already on the low ground, and Hero just pushes up because the wall is broken and he just can't walk into the main base. He gets so much damage done here against these units. He needs to focus down this Viking, and that's all she wrote here. Hero just gonna finish it. Like, it didn't even look like an effort there in the end, but I assure you, Clem was so set in stone for him. It was like, Hero, oh, it's Blink, it has to be Blink. There's gonna be stalkers, they're gonna come into my main base, they're gonna blink in, they're gonna shoot at my things. It was charge. And he just had the perfect army setup for Hero's charge attack. For Hero to succeed in the charge attack. So yeah, he loses his anchor points in the tanks, being out of position, no bunkers, no wall. Hero completely exploiting that fact that Clever never remade those supply depots at the entrance. And he didn't actually wall in the natural, right? So there you go. Hero kind of outsmarting Clem there in that follow-up, at least. Even though the early game was insanely messy. Let's jump into the 3rd map of this best of 5 series. It's going to be White Rabbit. So we are in the Matrix right now. And in the bottom it's Hero, or is he in the middle? The master of proxies in this series here so far, the king of gateways across the map. And yeah, in the top right, of course, it's the Minister of Terran. Just gonna throw down a barracks, of course at home. Why would he across the map or anywhere else? But he has an SCV already coming in. This is going for a block, but it will find this proxy, so... Yeah, maybe he's still gonna commit to the block, I think. You could almost finish an engineering bay in a situation like this. It's gonna tie up a lot of resources for a while, right? 100... What is this? I don't know. He's probably gonna tie up like 100 minerals for quite a while. But he could have even made a bunker and just let that sit there. And then salvage it. I guess you can't salvage if it's under fire, right? So, and the Engineer Bay has more health. He's actually not gonna finish too much health on this one. But Hero is never gonna see this. He doesn't even have units run through there. I wonder if he's gonna bring back this probe to make another gateway. Clem already thrown down the bunker. He can lift off and make the barracks over here, or you can make another supply depot over here. There we go. He's gonna use the supply depot, and he was gonna complete the wall for now. Hero still doesn't know about this block. And I think as Clem, you really want to put some more HP on this, just because. Why not? Like, the SCV is there anyways, right? And Hero is like, do I go for a Nexus? No, I guess I just make more gateways down here. Maybe he's... Oh god, he's gonna take this base. I underestimated his powers. I can't believe it. So he's gonna recall the Zealot. He's gonna keep that one alive at least. There's gonna be an Adept against the Reaper, but we've seen from time to time Clem can take out Adepts with Reapers. They have that superior range, even though it's a very flimsy interaction and well, punishable by death for the Reaper if you miss micro once. But there's no shield battery in the main, so that's a nice target there for the Reaper to... I love Hero, man, taking just that Nexus. It's so great. There's an Adepto standing guard here on the ramp, and Zealot is actually waiting for the Reaper to jump in to get the first hit. Oh, he doesn't get it. And the Reaper just checks in and checks out again. He sees the Twilight. That's a good scout, actually. He completely knows the state of the game, except for this weird base, and that could bite him in the dust. He's looking for bases with this SCV. He's like, you didn't take the natural, you didn't take the third. Where's your base? Does he find it with a Reaper? Oh my god, no. This is like the only spot he's not checking, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, if he goes for a push, he could just easily run this over, right? And flatten that. Does he see the probes? He sees another one probe only, but I think he smelled it. He smelled what was cooking in Hero's kitchen, and he found the base. So finally he knows the position and the state of the game. Immediately throwing down a tackle up here on the factory. And another barracks. Yeah, he should quite nicely take his low ground here in a moment. What a game, and Hero immediately following this up with more weirdness. Hey, I have a Twilight. Is that for an upgrade? No, of course not. It is for a Dark Shrine. Medevac going across the map here, but I think he's gonna settle for this base. This could be a very nice spot for the Widow Mine, and like for Marines even. There's no way to go in there with charge lots, I think. This is like the only opening. That's actually a really cool position, but he is behind, so he can shoot from here. Oh, he's gonna find the Medevac. But yeah, Clem, just drop over there. Okay, so he's gonna drop on the other side. He's gonna position the mine so it can intercept the Stalkers. He's gonna get a kill because there's no blink, of course. He does get 3 probes, which is not too crazy. And unfortunately, he did not go for the position I was you know, kind of pointing out there. I guess you can't have it all. Now Stim on the way, tanks on the way. Clem could just make this into a 2-base all-in with an SCV pull. But that is kind of what Hero wants, because he has the Dark Shrine. He's gonna reveal this though. He sees the Dark Templar is going on here. 2 in the main, in the natural, split up here already, wreaking havoc at the Terran base. He does keep the tank alive, but he loses a bunch of SCVs and some Marines there. He needs to finish up the engineering bay. He needs to make a turret. Like one in the main, one in the natural, one in the production. There you go. 3 turrets. That's another 300 minerals though, but you kind of need to do the sacrifice. You already invested 2 scans. That's 600 minerals. You don't want to. You want to keep on doing that. Emil brings in 300 minerals in his lifespan, kind of roughly about. He just turns and swipes down. I mean, look at this. He's gonna finish up the turret here. That's a cool position, by the way. It covers the ramp. It also covers like partially this mineral line, so he's gonna bait by going into the mineral line right now. He's gonna try to bait in. And Hero, is he gonna take the bait? Yeah. Oh, he even made a Raven, so there we go. Bye Dark Templars. Not gonna try to recall this one. But in the meantime, Hero is re-expanding or expanding to his natural base finally. He has a Forge running, he's going into Blink, which is going to be insanely late. He already has Charge though, so that's going to be good. But his 5 gates, they're not done. And we see the SCV pool, it is here. Stimpack is completed. 2 more Zealots, 1 Sentry. Is he going to do the trick? He does have even an auto turret, he could throw down bunkers. There's the auto turret here. Stim is being used. A bunch of Zealots do just die in the meat grinder of Terran pistols. Oh, can Hero make the stand? 1 shield battery out of juice, the second one not able to finish in time. And is this space just a little bit too close to Clem? I think it is. He has no medivac with this though, so there's no healing power, there's no sustain with this army right now. And Hero kept most of the probes alive, even though he loses the Nexus. There were more workers lost for Clem than for Hero. And it's still going on. Oh, if he snipes all of the SCVs, it's actually kind of big. There's only 1 SCV left, he kills the Raven even. Now there's a Liberator, but like he's setting up for the main entry, but there's 2 flanks coming. There's no unit coming from the where the Liberator is actually shooting. Now Clem is kind of smartly trying to go into that Nuck to have the Liberator help him out against these Zealots, but in the end he loses all units. He gets the Sentry there last second. He does kill the 3rd base, so I think he is in a playable position, but he needs to remake a lot of SCVs. There's still very many probes here for Hero. He's grossly oversaturated, of course, but he can just take another Nex. He can long distance mine with a bunch. And he didn't really lose his infrastructure. He has 5 gates here at home, so he's still good. And yeah, there's 2 more, so 7 gates. He still has the Forge running and spinning. He just completed +1. Going into +2 here. And there we see combat shields +1 for Clem. He's going into more medevac production, another barracks, so he tries to play a little bit more of a longer game, but no 3rd CC yet. So eventually I think we will see a float on the main base as he's starting to mine out. He should probably do the float earlier than later, or he's gonna throw down a 3rd base very soon here. One or the other needs to do. Maybe both even. There we go. Clem coming in here with a little bit of an harassment force. Quite beautiful micro there against single Zealots. You're not really gonna deal much damage to a Clement. But he's kind of getting boxed in here in this boxy matrix, by the way. He still gets away. Blink is not done yet. And Hero's like, why? Because he didn't chrono it. Oh, really? DT Blink? Oh man, he's gonna have Blink here in 10 seconds. Oh, that medevac is fodder. He doesn't even need it. He dropped out the Marine. He revealed combat shields there. By the way, with that Marine, if Hero was on point of what he was looking at. And yeah, DT Blink coming in as well. So Hero is gonna use some more DTs, I think. This is looking really good for Hero, but Clem is starting to build up a setup for a longer game here. He's going into 5 barracks, he's going into 3 bases. So maybe he can handle this. There's the Nexus, or maybe he's just gonna die to this attack, man. This looks like a powerful force. There's no wall in. He's just blinking on top of the tanks, and the depots are not raised. Clem is kind of out on the map, I want to say, with a few units with a double drop, and yeah, everything's falling apart, man. GG. Hero takes game number 3 here. Brilliantly played. Clem kind of needed to have that SCV pull succeed. No medevac, like one medevac in the mix. Could have been the difference maker. Sometimes that's all you need, just have that healing, you know, get up that health again. Unfortunately, did not go his way tonight. Or at least in that last game. So we are looking at a 1 for Clem, 2 for Hero. Map number 4. There we are. It's gonna be Tourmaline. We are in France. It's a very famous wine region where they do both red and white wine. And you can go to tasting parties and have champagne there as well. It's probably in the Alps somewhere. Of course, I'm just talking BS, but I have no idea. Oh, he was about to jump off, but it didn't work. So he needed to walk back. Now he's actually checking for proxies. It's kind of funny because Hero has been the one that's been proxying all game long. And this is the first game he's not proxying, at least yet. And he's actually going to throw down Nexus. And Clem is not falling for this. Clem is going for a Reaper expand himself. He's not falling for the bait. Like, Hero was kind of hoping to get a double gas opening from Clem, but it's not happening. So he went for a greedy Nexus before Cybernetics Core. And, well, Clem's space is not going to be far behind. Because he kind of went for a quote-unquote greedy, standard greedy Reaper expand. Clem coming in is gonna find the space, gonna see the health on this, gonna say like, oh, you cheeky little. You went Nexus before Cybernetics Core. Just move back with that SCV. Reaper coming over to scout as well. Maybe Snatcher Probe. Not gonna happen, I fathom. One Marine into the rear. Oh, there's actually a tackle up there, so this should be for some Cyclones. We could also see very fast tanks to like a fast build up onto that tank push, but then we should see probably a second barracks soon. Basically after the orbital command. That's kind of where you want to place that one down, or you even want to place a third barracks with that. And there's the second barracks, yeah. This looks more and more like a 2-base pusher already, going into that reactor. And we'll probably see, like he could get a Cyclone, but I think he's just gonna go straight up tanks. Ah, look at me, foretelling the wrong future. Of course you don't know yet if this is actually a Twilight or if this is a Oracle. Against an Oracle, the Cyclone is amazing. Against a Warp Prism, a Cyclone is amazing. Against Blink, it's okay. It keeps you safe, I guess, but it also delays the tanks, of course. You could have one more tank, but I mean the Cyclone is not the worst to have in the push as well. There's gonna be 2 racks, 1 starport, 2-1-1. A little bit weird how he goes about it though, but he can still transition out of this into a third base, for example, into normal stim and combat shield and +1 and stuff. Hero's gonna try and find this information. He will see this. 2-1-1 setup. That means there's gonna be a power curve in the early mid game here for our Terran player with that stim pack and a bunch of Marines. And he needs to do something about this. His idea is gonna be Blink, of course, which usually is 4th Protoss because it's so versatile. And, well, he will have to add a few units before he goes into his third base. He is completing his third gateway, which is gonna be more than enough, I think, here against a 2-1-1. And Clem is gonna start out the starport production with a Liberator, and he's actually going into a third barracks and an engineering bay. So he either delays his whole push quite a bit, or he's gonna go for a first round and a second round. So he sees the Stalkers, he sees the Chrono on Twilight, and he knows there wasn't a blink yet. He knows Hero just Chrono blink. He really wants to join in that bunker. Liberator going across the map, trying to do some harassment. I hope he finds a good spot for himself. Hero, of course, is here knocking on the door. Can he make some magic happen here with this Blink Micro? Already killing 4 Marines. He loses a Stalker, actually. And after the Liberator passes through the remainders of the mothership, he sieges up and starts shooting at the probes. No reaction whatsoever. There we go. 5 workers have been killed though. Meanwhile, Hero jumped into the main base trying to go for a react. I'm not sure how powerful that of a move is. Oh my god, if he loses so many Stalkers. He's even gonna lose 1 more. Oh, is he gonna lose 2 more? Oh my god, and he even falls off the cliff. Oh boy, the Liberator, it dies as well. Bursts into pieces. That was terrible for Hero. Look at this. 6 Stalkers, 5 probes. He lost his army and he lost part of his economy. Now all Clem needs to do is wait for these upgrades, keep on making units. And then he does this. He clicks them here. And then he takes all of his units and he just goes. He hits F2 and walks. He unloads from the bunker. He hits F2 and he walks. He doesn't actually have any tanks though, so it's not the greatest army for a 2-base push with an SCV pull, but he can still just do it. He's actually gonna throw down, he's slapping down a 3rd command center, so it's gonna be a different game. We do see another Dark Shrine here, but already he knows that there's a turret, so it's kind of funny. Nah, he's just establishing that pylon, so he doesn't have the vision yet. He loses another Stalker, man. This is the game of bleeding Stalkers for Hero. There's the first push, not with Medivacs though. Widowmines trying to burrow, getting some good shots, only gets 3 workers there last second. Pull away here from Hero. And he has a good army to try and fend off what Clem throws at him here. Medivacs need to boost. Oh, he's gonna snipe a Medivac with the next blink here, maybe even 2. He snipes the first one. The Zealots are depleting though. And again, the Widowmine's dealing some damage here. This Medivac is gonna die though. And now he's gonna start to trickle in the DTs here. There's some extra barracks. And there's your 3rd command center. That's gonna enable him to have that 3rd scan. Oh, I think he just walked, he brushed on those DTs, but they didn't hit him, so I wonder if he actually saw those. I don't think he did. He finds the 4th base. Now he knows. Now he knows for certain. Can transfer some SCVs. Oh, of course, he already knows for certain. We do have a big engagement here on this base. Can Clem win a fight over here? I don't think so. Hero's just gonna defend this one. He also has a DT coming in from the back here, slicing away the units for free. There's no scan right now. I wonder if he's gonna throw down one now. We need to kill the DT. You need to commit to this one. He's gonna focus fire that one down. That was a necessary choice here from Clem, really. After throwing down the scan, you cannot let that DT get away. He's gonna lose another Medivac here potentially. No, but there's the 2nd DT coming in here into the main army. Starting to slice away, draining the Medivac energy here, maybe killing the odd unit. Does Clem... does he care? Well, he does. So he throws down the scan. He might still be able to kill this Nexus. It seems like Hero just does not have enough power to hold on against this one. So the Nexus falls. One Marine is trying to be brave here, and he does die. Yeah, CVs do surround the DT, 4 of them fall, but in the end they will prevail. DT blink. So Hero again trying this idea. I mean, it didn't lose him the game last game, but he never blinked a DT, I think. With a mine. Some good connections here. That's a lot of damage on those zealots. This army is looking flimsy and flimsier. No Archons as of yet, only DTs here. And Hero just wants to make this work with only DTs. He loses. Oh god, he loses the Nexus. That was not a cancel. And this is gonna be a last stand here. I think Hero is just gonna lose this game right now. Clem should have this one. He doesn't have anything to shoot the DTs yet. But it's just a matter of time. There's the scan and then they evaporate. Oh, he just barely misses the other two Warping and DTs there, unfortunately. They walk into a scan, one of them is dead. There's a second scan, GG is gonna be called. Hero is dead. Clem taking the 4th map of this best of 5. Now game number 5. Game number 5 is gonna be Mothership. And there's your score. And there we go. We're looking at a 2-2 situation. In the top right we do have Clem. And in the top left, oops, it is Hero. Or left top-ish position. I kind of like this nebula or whatever, it's kind of flowing out there. It looks like a nebula from above, but it's actually like data. Like this it looks a little bit like a nebula, but if you zoom in it's actually like blocks, so it's not nebulary. Double gas from Clem. Is he gonna be aggressive on this map? 3-player maps you can kind of get a build order win. And a little bit lucky as well. With your timings, of course, if you scout the correct direction first and you have a aggressive build yourself and your opponent goes for a greedy build, sometimes you can just end up winning with a build order win. There's your factory. It's gonna be a good scout for Hero at least, so you will see that this is a early factory opening. He sees the timing of the command center, he sees the SCV, he could even harass that one. Oh, and Clem thinks, hey wait, you came kind of, wait, you're on the bottom, no, aren't you? No, he isn't. Oh man, he thinks it was like an early scout, so... While it in fact was a late scout, so he thought it would be coming from... It came from the left, so he needs to be on the bottom, right? Because he went to the left and scouted me second. No, Hero. Sorry, Clem, but actually... So now he has no info, no intel at all. He doesn't even know if there's a Nexus or not. This could be another weird proxy, for all that he knows. And he still cannot get across the map. I mean, he does find the Adepts. And if he can kill both of them... It would be amazing. Did he kill both? Oh, I think one got recalled. No. I guess it shaded away? I guess the one we saw getting killed was the one Adept only, it wasn't two from the beginning. There is two. Can Clem win this fight here, the skirmish, or is Hero gonna be able to defend this one? He gets a Cyclone while he lost an Adept, but two Adepts again ready to kill the Terran units. Not too much economic damage is being dealt here. Clem trying to use his mobility. He will move out. He's not going to try to kill more probes in the natural. Oracle on the way. Was everything seen though? He did not spot the Stargate. So he doesn't know about the Oracle. There's no Cyclone yet. I hear the Widow Mine somewhere, but it's not in the mineral line. This is a disaster already for Clem. 3 SCVs going down there. There should be a Widow Mine somewhere. Doesn't he have a Widow Mine? I guess he has one. Where is it? Well, it's not here, and this is looking insanely good for Hero. Oh, there it is. This is an anti-blink mine. Unfortunate. Second Oracle coming in. He has SCVs in this medevac. He forgot about this, and now he's dropping them into the Oracle. So he kills the Oracle with the Cyclone. Nice. But there's gotta be another one. And Hero doesn't even care. How many gateways does he have? He only has 1 right now. Maybe he's playing a little bit with the fire here. He needs like a Void Ray. He's making a Phoenix. He needs a Void Rays right now. Is what he needs. He has 5 Adepts. Could be enough for now, but with Medevac Micro you can kind of avoid Adept damage. Clem is not making SCVs right now. It's gonna be a 2-base pull here. There we go. It's only 2 SCVs because he doesn't have any to pull. And they're even gonna be intercepted by these Adepts, so there's nothing to bolster this army here. He's gonna bring back the tank. The tank is gonna be invulnerable against these Adepts, kind of. And he does kill 2 Adepts, I want to say, with that Liberator as well setting up. And Hero does get time. He gets time to build up gateways. He only has only 2. He's making a 3rd and a 4th one now. But that 4th one is quite late. There's an Oracle trying to come in again, but that would have been more useful at home with a few stasis traps. It feels like it's gonna at least kill a mule, which is gonna be very nice for him. Clem is just, he doesn't care. He pushes into the second base. He almost loses the medevac. He loses some key units here getting picked off. Can he keep that Cyclone alive? Workers against workers here, but the Cyclone is getting repaired and the probes are not. The tank shot into the bulk of the probes. Oh god! 5 of them go down in an instant. And there's the second sieging, of course, also hammering away. And now it's lifted. Can Hero's Phoenix approach be the defense he's looking for? A lot of damage was dealt, but if we take a look at the actual worker numbers, well, it's 12 to 30, so I think you can do the math. Who might be in the lead? If Clem cannot snowball this fight into his favor, it's gonna be lights out. There's 3 Nexi, and there's the victory screen for Hero, so that's gonna be it. Clem does indeed lose this game here to Hero and loses the series, so Hero takes that best of 5. Congratulations to him, and thank you everybody for watching. This is gonna be the stream for the day. Gonna do another next week on Monday or Sunday for other people, so stay tuned for more action next week. Unfortunately this week is already done for me, but stuff's gonna be on YouTube, so make sure to follow the YouTube channels down there, down here, and yeah, see you guys again. Peace. And thanks for watching.